Want to remind you to check out episode 254 of the Jim Rome podcast. We taped it last week in Arizona, but it holds up. Antoine Bethea is my guest. Big day tomorrow, too. Thanks to the XR4 Ti. Y'all have a great Tuesday. See you tomorrow. We're out. This message is sponsored by Discover. Did you know that you could reduce the number of unwanted calls and emails with online privacy protection? The latest innovation from Discover. Discover will help you regularly remove your personal info, like your name and address, from 10 popular people search websites that could sell your data, and they will do it for free. All you have to do is simply activate online privacy protection in the Discover app. See terms and learn more at discover.com/online privacy protection.
Are you working way too hard for way too little? There's never been a better time to consider a career in IT. You could enjoy a recession-resistant career in a rewarding field with plenty of growth opportunities and often flexible work environments. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. You could start your new career in months, not years. Take classes online or on campus, and financial aid is available to qualified students, including the GI Bill. Now is the time. mycomputercareer.edu.
When people have a craving to explore new and traditional Asian cuisines, they head to P.F. Chang's, where scratch-made dishes come from the 2,000-year-old tradition of wok cooking. P.F. Chang's wanted to explore new possibilities for their website. They turned to AmericanEagle.com. AmericanEagle.com re-architected P.F. Chang's website, integrating multiple third-party systems to create a unified digital experience. The results? Improved page speed and performance, personalized content based on users' location, intuitive online ordering, an increase in organic search visibility, and a 40% increase in new users. For scratch-made Asian cuisine, visit your local P.F. Chang's or go to pfchangs.com for website design, development, digital marketing, and hosting that produce efficiency, revenue, and results. Visit AmericanEagle.com. P.F. Chang's and AmericanEagle.com. Another example of the best businesses in the world, turning to the best in the business for websites. Go to AmericanEagle.com or call 877-WEB-NOW1. That's 877-WEB-NOW1.
Message and data rates may apply. Do you need a car? Been shopping only to be turned down because of bad credit, low credit, no credit, bankruptcy, or divorce? Guess what? Today's your lucky day, because now you can buy a car, truck, or SUV, just about any vehicle. It's true. Bad credit doesn't matter. No credit doesn't matter. Bankruptcy or divorce, it just doesn't matter. As a matter of fact, your job is your ticket to your new vehicle. We're Auto Credit Express, and we've helped thousands of people just like you. Antonio H. told us, great company, got me connected, and the day I went in, I drove off in the car I wanted. 100% worth your time. Need a car? Get started now and drive off as early as today. Just text APPLY NOW to 88909 right now to get started. That's APPLY NOW to 88909. Auto financing the easy way. Text APPLY NOW to 88909.
Are you over 50? Would you like to get up to 33% more income in retirement? Then call now for this free book, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers, from a leading financial firm on maximizing your income in retirement. That's right, free. This free book reveals little-known truths about annuities in simple-to-understand terms that will help you make the right choices before buying an annuity. And it's free. As a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report summarizing the rates and benefits from financially strong insurers.
Call 800-715-9880.
That's right, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers and Annuity Rate Report, both absolutely free for calling today.
Call 800-715-9880. That's 800-715-9880.
Sponsored by Annuity General. Producers have the appropriate licenses for the products they offer. Increased income is possible using strategies suited to your goals and may require buying multiple annuities and holding them full term.
Hail to the Chief of Steaks. Enjoy presidential savings on Omaha Steaks favorites, including tender steaks, ocean fresh seafood, air-chilled chicken, and more during their President's Day sale. Go to omahasteaks.com and use promo code SIZZLE at checkout and get $30 off your order. That's $30 off an endless variety of delicious gourmet foods, from perfectly aged tender steaks to juicy burgers, decadent desserts, and classic comfort meals. Every bite is backed by their 100% satisfaction guarantee. Visit omahasteaks.com, enter Sizzle at checkout, and take advantage of this exclusive offer. There is a reason why Omaha Steaks has been the leader of gourmet steaks and food since 1917. No one, and I mean no one, comes close to matching the flavor, tenderness, and value of Omaha Steaks. Visit omahasteaks.com. Use promo code SIZZLE at checkout to get that extra $30 off your order. Minimum order may be required.
Looks at me, he goes, the natty? Really? He said it was like someone calling something cool the bomb. I think people are still saying the natty.
This is not about hip or not hip. It's not like any 21-year-old walking in Brooklyn is saying the natty.
Do you call winning the championship the chip?
If you had said he's got 2 chips, oh boy, I would have really given you a look.
Washed has somehow maintained a...
If you missed the Brian Bailey Show, you missed
Austin Knight, pitching coach at East Carolina. When you look at what this program has done, it's got to be really rewarding inside to know what all this team has done.
Absolutely, and it's unique for what Coach Godwin and Coach Palumbo and everything that they've been able to do since they've been here and setting the culture right and just being consistent throughout their 9 years here. And then you look up in the last 4 years, we've been able to host regionals and, host our first on-campus super regional ever last year. And it's definitely rewarding, and I'm blessed and fortunate and thankful to be a part of it.
Tune in Mondays at noon for the Brian Bailey Show, powered by Greenville Utilities, right here on Pirate Radio. This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington.
Can you be quiet, please? Thank you.
Welcome to Pirate Radio Live.
Well, I just think we were prepared. One thing my trainer, he told me, he said, what did he say? He just told us to be prepared.
All right.
It was in the men's section.
Girl shirt button on the other side.
Yes.
Yeah, figured it out.
Wes is wearing a girl shirt.
Yes. It's me, Nancy Garcia.
Go Cojones.
How about those friggin' Pirates?
There's local politics, bud.
Boom, boom, boom. Now let me hear say, well.
You are terrible! Then stop playing that song!
Clip. Hey, man, good to see you, brother.
Did not flub at all. Send it in.
Now live from the Pirate Radio studios in the heart of the Pirate Nation, here is your host, Clip Brock.
Welcome into Pirate Radio Live here on a Tuesday. Clip Brock here with you. Lovely day in eastern North Carolina, and thanks for tuning our way on Pirate Radio 92.7 FM in Greenville, 104.1 in Washington. You can find us on 1250, 930, also online, pr927fm.com. And watch the show, be a part of the show on Facebook Live and YouTube on this Tuesday. You can subscribe to Pirate Radio TV on YouTube. A lot of great videos there for you to check out. And make sure you're following us on Facebook. We have all the latest news and notes going on in the Pirate Nation and beyond each and every day, every hour of every day on Facebook. And like I said, be a part of the show. Chime in today as we will talk about what's going on in the world of sports. Also continue to remember our friend Jeff Charles. If you want to give out your favorite Jeff Charles memories, stories, you can also give us a call, 317-1250. We do have a lot of guests to get to on today's show. We will talk some Hurricanes hockey coming up in about 30 minutes. They've got the big outdoor game, the Stadium Series game, coming up on Saturday at Carter Finley Stadium. It is going to be quite a scene Saturday night, 8 o'clock on ABC, as the Hurricanes host the Capitals outdoors. We'll talk to the PA voice of the Carolina Hurricanes, Wade Minter, coming up later on in hour number one. In hour two, Mike Mullis will join me in the Pirate Radio studios, talk about everything going on with Mully. In hour number two, hour three, Cliff Godwin, head baseball coach of the Pirates, will join Troy D. and Ellerbe, his annual stop-in before the start of a new baseball season. We'll talk about the 2023 Pirates coming off a great 2022, and we'll see what the Pirates have in store for this year as they get underway coming up on Friday against George Washington. Shirley Rhodes is here. Chandler Honeycutt is here. as is Jonathan Ellerbe. Hello, Ellerbe.
What's up, Clipper? I'm going to be at Carter Finley Stadium on Saturday night for that
awesome
outdoor hockey game. So I'll have a follow-up report next week.
Your folks going?
No.
Okay.
I got invited by a friend who had season tickets and asked me a long time ago if I'd be interested in going. I was like, sure. He said I'll get an extra ticket. I said, absolutely. I'll kind of a once in a lifetime maybe experience.
Yeah.
To see an outdoor hockey game, and so I'll go see what the Canes have on Saturday night. 8:00. Going to be a cold night at Carter Finley Stadium.
They're expecting a big crowd, and we'll talk to Wade Minner about it coming up. But that is a really neat deal, and glad that the hockey world and the sports world gets to see in North Carolina, Raleigh, and the Carolina Hurricanes, because probably, we'll talk about this with Wade, but smaller market, despite the success the team has had, Ellerbe, probably overlooked, I would say, nationally.
Yeah, but the good thing is the Canes are having a great season. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
they are.
it's not like they're going to tune in and it's like this last place team that's having this outdoor. It's like some, just some spectacle or whatever. It's actually should be a good hockey game. So, I mean, you can tune in and see a good hockey team. So, it'll be interesting. I've seen a few pictures of the setup and stuff. So, we'll see how it goes Saturday night at Carter Finley Stadium.
Hello, Shirley Rhodes. Welcome in. And a hello to our Salmon King, Chandler Honeycutt. Hello, folks.
How are we doing today, Clipper?
I'm doing great, and I'm glad you're doing great. Talk about a miraculous recovery. We didn't know if Chandler was going to be here today.
Bless you.
Whoa.
Bless you.
Excuse me. Am I sick?
Uh-oh.
We thought, and Chandler thought, that he might not be able to make it today, just as of like 2 hours ago. And then about an hour ago, 45 minutes ago, we got the word that he is indeed COVID-free.
Yes, sir.
And feeling
glad.
good enough to come in. And just, Willis Reed, just one of the most miraculous recoveries we have seen, Chandler.
Yeah, well, look, if I'm good to go, I'm going to come to work. So my test came back negative. I'm fine. Let's go to work.
All right. Your test said you're 100% that guy.
That guy.
He's just a true pirate.
He's 100% pirate.
I'm a true pirate.
You are a pirate. So we're glad to have you here.
Compliments. Great show on Monday. Full 3 hours. Folks need to go back and listen to that, and they missed any parts of it. But just a lot of great folks chiming in.
That was great.
Paying tribute to the voice. Someone we'll never forget, but certainly miss. And it was fun hearing everyone's stories and perspective. And I know we'll have many more guests on over the next weeks and months and reflect on what a great person he was, in addition to a great broadcaster. Those cuts we were playing on the show really just you can always remember those. You can think of where you were or where you were during that game. It was such an outstanding way to paint a picture for the Pirates, and always fun when he painted it purple.
Yeah, I talked to Cy Seymour. We'll get him on at some point this week. Billy Weaver as well. I had a picture. Greg Pierce from ECU sent me a picture, Ellerbe, that I posted yesterday of Jeff Charles and Billy Weaver calling the game. And I guess for a WITN TV game.
Yeah,
about
I remember those days.
20 years ago or whatever. And I was on the same row as Jeff Charles as a WZMB announcer, a student
clip
inside Minges Coliseum.
The voice and the clip.
Yeah. And but like I said yesterday, treated me the same then when he didn't know who I was to he did last week when we had him on the show. So just the kind of guy Jeff Charles was. But fun going back down memory lane. And speaking of which, we had a lot of football. Great calls yesterday from Jeff. I went back and looked today and found some basketball calls. And
there have been some.
I'm a hoops guy. They are few and far between. I wish there were a lot more, but I got some of those. Shirley, can we run down some Jeff Charles basketball calls?
Yeah.
I guess we should start with this one. I didn't know we had this, Ellerbe. I guess we had played it in the past.
Is this the greatest moment of all time?
For folks under a certain age, ECU has been to the NCAA tournament. They've been twice, in fact, right, Ellerbe?
Yes, 1972 and 1993.
We have the call of ECU winning the CAA championship. I remember watching this, Ellerbe, on a Monday night on Home Team Sports, HTS back in the day. Were you at the game?
No, I was not. 1993, I was a freshman at ECU.
We'll have Troy D give his memories because
there's not enough time. I mean, Cliff Godwin's coming up in hour 3, and I'm sure Cliff's got better things to do than hear a 20-minute run montage of where he was in 1993.
East Carolina went to the NCAA tournament. God, I wish I could hear Jeff say this again, but it never was to be. Let's relive it, though, from 1993, Shirley.
Here's the horn. The Pirates are going to the big dance. The Pirates are going to the NCAA tournament. You can paint this one purple. East Carolina purple tonight from the Richmond Coliseum. The number 7 seed East Carolina Pirates are going to the NCAA tournament. The final score, ECU 54, James Madison 49.
Man.
30 years ago, Clip.
My goodness. And the last time we have been able to hear those words.
So 30 years ago. So you got to speculate that someone had to be at least 8 to 10 years old to maybe even remember this moment of East Carolina going to the NCAA. Because, I mean, the 1972, I'd open up the phone lines, 317-1250, or comment. Does anybody remember that? I don't think I've ever talked to anybody that said, yeah, I remember that 72 team. They lost or played who?
I was going to say, who did they play in the tournament?
No one ever talks about that. Like, it's like, did it really happen? Because, I mean, everybody knows in 93, they had a losing record. They won 3 games in the CAA tournament, and they lost to the Tar Heels by 20 points in round 1 in Winston-Salem, who went on to win the national title. But, I mean, I've never run across anybody that brings up that quick little 1 or 2 minute rundown of the 1972 team.
Somebody's going to Google it, look it up now. But if you know without looking it up, please let us know. 317-1250 or chime in. I'd love to hear a first person encounter of that.
Yeah, it'd be like an old timer story. Oh, it was, John Smith did this, and he actually scored 4 points and hit the game winning free throw. And I would love to hear a quick little recap of that 72 team, if it's even possible.
Fans will remember East Carolina winning the CIT. What a fun couple weeks that was in Minji's Coliseum leading up to it. Maurice Kemp was on SportsCenter with his dunks, and Ellerbe, that place got rocking. It just kind of showed if you could get any kind of momentum going, people would be into basketball. Here in Greenville, North Carolina.
People love winning. I think the biggest stat out there with ECU basketball, we've never been to the NIT. Could you imagine if the Pirates could host an NIT game in March? You mean obviously we'd love to get to the NCAA tournament, but I mean that run with the CIT, it was like, oh, we got a game. The first one, everybody's like, oh, we'll go check it out. They won. And then it kept building. It was, and it was like, wow. And then it led to a game on the road.
And this was a special time for Jeff, too. This is when he was going through his cancer and beating it. And you had the players coming over. Brian Meador talked about this yesterday, giving fist bumps to Jeff when he made his return to calling games. And then, as Troy said, went out to Ogden, Utah, I believe it is, to see Weber State and ECU, and what a finish it was, and a great classic call from Jeff Charles and Cy Seymour.
Harry with another free throw to put Weber up by 1. It's airborne, and it is no good. Sampson with a rebound for the Pirates, and now East Carolina has a chance to win the game on the final possession. 74, 9 seconds to go. Miguel Paul's got the ball up top. Miguel keeps the dribble alive. Lebo says, go to the hoop. Here's Miguel with it. Gives it to Richmond. 3 is up. And good! At the buzzer! At the buzzer! Hakeem Richmond hits the shot. What a shot! Unbelievable! What a shot, Jeffrey! Unbelievable! Incredible! 77-74.
All-time call there with the help of Cy Seymour. What a shot, Jeffrey.
I think the Cy Seymour, Jeffrey, and the No Flags by Kevin Monroe definitely are up for who best supporting actor in the Jeff Charles play-by-play moment. I think that might be a good poll question we need to put out there on Pirate Radio social media, but certainly very memorable moments.
What a shot, Jeffrey.
Well, what about Michael Perry's we'll see?
That is not going to be on the list, but guess what? We do have that, Chandler. This is ECU beats Memphis, Shirley Rhodes, Sugboat at the buzzer. Let's hear that one.
Typically, the Galcester screen is going to be open.
Tremont Robinson-White will inbound. He inbounds it to Suggs. He'll take the shot. It's up and good! At the buzzer! At the buzzer!
Let's see.
Brandon Sugg has hit the shot!
Let's see.
And they storm the floor!
Let's see here.
They storm the floor! At Williams Arena, Minji's Coliseum! The Pirates have won it 72-71! And we're being swallowed up here by East Carolina fans!
You can hear the fans right there at
As if
Jeff's
they have the
face.
headset on.
Jeff Charles screaming, Michael Perry saying, let's see. Oh, let's see. Let's see.
And Jeff was not stopping. Jeff was like, this is my call. I'm going to say it the way I want to say it.
Yeah, if they want to reverse this, whatever. But as of right now, I'm going 100% all the way.
Like a rookie broadcaster will probably, all right, and stop the call. But Jeff just kept on trucking.
And shot counted. Awesome stuff there. Got another good call from recent. This is Tristan Newton, corner 3 against SMU. Shirley, let's hear that.
Baruti at 6'6" and Gardner at 6'6", the only two bigger players on the floor. Pirates bring it up. Here's Cremont all the way to the basket, in the paint. Finds Tristan Newton for the 3. Yeah! He hit it out of the left corner. Tristan Newton hits the 3. 2.7 seconds to go. Pirates lead 71-68. What a shot by the freshman from El Paso.
El Paso. Man, a loud Minji's with
That
Jeff
crowd
going.
pop, man.
It gives me chills every time.
Yeah.
Awesome stuff. And Ellerbe, the one and only time NC State will ever play.
Oh, yeah.
In Greenville, North Carolina.
The Sydney Low moment.
Minji's Coliseum, the low moment in LOWE moment in state athletics. They'll never be back again, so I hope you were there.
They're
in
just
Minji's
focused on winning championships.
That's right. Can't focus on coming down here and playing. The Pirates knocked off the Pack, and here's how Jeff called it.
They're about ready to bring the house down here. The Pirate fans on their feet on 3rd down and 12.
That's football.
That's football.
Oh, yeah.
Should be a basketball.
That's a good one, too.
Sorry.
Yeah, but if that was
You
the
had
win
them
over
back to-
NC State, it doesn't matter.
You had them back to back, so I didn't realize it was. Okay, here we go.
DeGan's got the ball. DeGan's going to bring it up. DeGan will bring it into the front court. DeGan with the ball in the corner. He's just wasting way too much time. Grant with a shot at the buzzer. No good! And you get paid this one, purple! They storm the floor at Williams Arena, Minji's Coliseum. The Pirates shock the Wolfpack for the first time in history. East Carolina beats NC State 75-69. The first time the Pack comes to Greenville, and the Pirates come up with a win, 75-69. Painted purple all night long in Eastern North Carolina.
Awesome call.
Painted purple all night.
All night long. Sam Hinnett with 30. Pirates knocking off the Pack.
That was an all-timer in Minji's that night, and Jeff painted such a great picture. Painted purple all night long. The energy, amazing.
I have random memories when it comes to sporting events, Ellerbe. Do you know, what were you doing before that basketball game that day?
I don't know I know where I was sitting in Minji's during that basketball. I was actually probably closer to where you sit in 213 now, and I remember everybody was just banging on the seats and just whatever.
It was wild.
It was wild. It was a rowdy crowd.
We had I believe it was a Christmas party, but we had a Pirate Radio gathering.
Did we at Tiebreakers?
At Tiebreakers.
Okay.
Before that.
Well, when the next time the Wolfpack come back, we'll have a Christmas party, no matter when it is.
We have to do the same exact thing. Yeah, even maybe for baseball this year.
Have a Christmas party?
Have a Christmas party, Tiebreakers before the game, and then we all go.
All right, yeah. It's official.
I do recall that. So some great hoops memories there. Again, few and far between. But for me, I almost associate Jeff Charles more with that, just because football was more readily available on TV for the most part. But like basketball, I remember all those conference tournament games, and ECU was always one and done, but they were so bad they wouldn't be put on TV. And listening to Jeff call all those Cy Seymour won underwear trips. Ellerbe, remember he would talk about that. No need to bring extra underwear because the Pirates would lose the first one. But just many Jeff Charles and Cy Seymour basketball broadcasts that were a part of my life.
And Jeff was always so gracious with his time and such a great partner with us. I remember Jeff Moore calling in from the conference tournaments and
yeah.
giving reports, and even that year that they actually won, Lebo finally won.
They got to the conference semis.
Won like 2 games.
Yeah.
It was like completely unexpected, and it was like, I hate to say it, but they traditionally usually booked a flight the next day back or whatever. But so I just always remember those reports from from Jeff checking in on our pregame show for football too. He was just always full of great information and perspective of the way he saw the action and saw the game.
Christian said, did Jeff call the game when we beat Houston and Minji's with no fans? Yes. In fact, I heard that today, and I can either give Shirley a pop quiz, or I can find it during the break, but we do have that. It's ECU beats Houston, and the date was, I think, early 2021. So see if you can find that, Shirley. Christian says, was that the team that took a Jabari Parker-led team down to a 2-possession game? I remember, I don't know exactly, Christian, but I remember a close game in Durham. I was at pretty good game in Chapel Hill and a good game in Raleigh as ECU hung with those teams but could not pick up wins. The win over State's the only win against an ACC opponent in hoops ever, if I'm correct, Ellerbe.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, not many ACC. I know Clemson, I think, has maybe come to.
They've come here. Wake Forest has come here.
Yeah, and NC State came once. We'll never see. I mean, I don't.
Virginia Tech, but that was probably before they were in the ACC. I feel like they've been here.
No, Virginia Tech has not come here as an ACC team. Yeah. But I mean, it's definitely few and far between. But certainly a great moment in Minji's. I was thinking, one day last week you mentioned, what's a good 30 for 30s that they haven't done. I came up with a good one.
Oh yeah, we did our homework for that, right, Chandler? We'll have that from Mully at 4.
Oh man! You remember in school when they said, "All right, I'm going to come around and pick up the homework," and then that's when you realize I didn't do the homework.
Yeah, thanks for the reminder. How's Ellerbe the only one that remembered that, and he wasn't even on the segment?
Because I thought it was a good question, so I came up with one. The 30 for 30.
Hey, can I copy your homework?
Hold on, go ahead, Ellerbe. I'm ready.
Yeah, go ahead and write this down. Get your bubble sheets out. When in doubt, look about. Would be the 30 for 30 on the teams that could have won championships that spring of 2020.
Right.
Who could have won?
Well,
who could have won the NCAA tournament?
Jeff, as an Ohio guy, we talked about this a lot. Do you remember who the number 1 team was a lot that year in college basketball?
Was it Ohio State?
It was Dayton.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Dayton would have been. They were like number 1.
Obi Toppin, I believe,
at the time. Obi Toppin.
Yep, that's correct.
Was their guy, and he said, "Man, what a shame this is," because they were having a historic season. Undefeated or 1 loss, I don't recall, but I remember we talked a lot about that. But that's a good idea.
What about like ECU baseball? What would they have done?
What kind of year would have Alec Burleson had?
Right,
he was off to like a tremendous start, as was Connor Norby. But yeah, that's a good point.
There's your 30 for 30.
All right, I like that.
Look into that, and what other spring sports you can think of.
Yeah,
I think this is it.
Let's see if it's it. Let's hit it, Charlie.
And it goes to 0. Buzzer. Game over. You can paint this one purple. The Pirates have beaten the 5th-ranked team in America, the Houston Cougars, by 9 points. And there was never a doubt the Pirates were the better team on the floor today. The final, East Carolina 82 and Houston 73. What a win for Joe Dooley's ball club. And one of the biggest wins ever for East Carolina basketball.
And Brian Bailey is by himself storming the court.
And there goes BB.
Brian Bailey's out there just winning. All he does is win.
I knew that was the right one, Shirley, because there was no crowd pop.
I know, man.
Could you imagine?
An amazing, sad time. We had sports trivia. We were watching it at AJ's, and it was such a bittersweet deal.
Yeah.
Like we were like, yeah, we did it.
It's like I could have been maybe there.
Yep. So
you remember where you were?
I do. Certainly do. I remember where I was for all these. Shirley played the. If we're gonna give you a tease, we might as well play the whole game, the whole thing. We didn't play the Damon Magazoo interception off Russell Wilson. This was a great crowd pop too. Let's hear
They're
that.
about ready to bring the house down here. The Pirate fans on their feet on 3rd down and 12. Rolling right. Wilson stops. Has time. Looks in the end zone. It's picked off. Picked off by Damon Magazoo. Pirates win. You can paint this with purple.
Mag's first game, I believe, as a Pirate. I think he was.
He came in for a hurt Derek Blacknall, I believe. He was in for somebody that day. He wasn't even supposed to start. He was like a walk-on freshman.
Good timing.
Awesome stuff. All right.
Now the linebacker coach or something at UNLV?
Secondary. Corners, safeties.
Gotcha.
One of those.
Russell Wilson. Nice. Thank you.
What's he up to now? Ruining NFL franchise.
I think he's
stealing charity money,
playing for the Denver Igos, right?
Stealing charity money.
Is that what I saw?
I saw that story, yeah. What'd you think of the Super Bowl, Ellerbe?
I thought it was a good game.
It was great.
I kind of hated the way it ended with, I guess you could make a case for the call, but I mean, I was kind of hoping for the Eagles to get the ball back one way or the other. But
of course, the Carolina Panther ruins the Super Bowl for everybody.
Sorry.
Was it Bradbury?
James Bradbury. And he admitted it.
Yeah.
I mean, he said it was a holding. I mean,
it's a hold that we see on like 95% of pass routes.
Yeah, absolutely.
But hey,
in that time of the game, man, it's just I can't believe he pulled the trigger and threw the flag.
And then honestly, it was so anticlimactic of the Chiefs, like the guy taking the knee on the 1 yard. I mean,
I was hoping he would go in so bad,
and he almost slid in on that crappy field. And it was like, yeah, you were kind of. I mean, it was kind of like, oh, they're just going to run the clock down and then kick a field. And it was just. I don't know. It was exciting if you were a Chiefs person, but it was just kind of like if you were a neutral person like myself, other than leaning to hope Linval Joseph was going to get another ring for the Eagles, it was just kind of a boring last couple of minutes once that it was all kind of said and done. It was formality.
You just mentioned it, and I remember Sunday night, my mom texted me as the one that said, why are they changing cleats and why are they slipping so much? There was a lot of slipping going on, and they kept talking about how they spent 2 years preparing this field. And then they took it outside every day for like the past 2 weeks for it to get sun. And players were slipping everywhere. So I don't know.
Yeah. Talk more Super Bowl with Mully coming up later on. Ellerbe, enjoyed it?
Yeah.
Nice hanging out with you yesterday and today.
Yeah, enjoyed great stuff. Love hearing those recaps with the voice. Definitely continue to be missed and continue to live on with his legacy. And I'll be back next week to tell you about that outdoor game in Raleigh on Saturday. So.
Cool. We'll talk Pirate baseball and more when we reconvene next week.
Hopefully Mully did his homework.
Christian said, I was in my church restroom skipping church while Houston ECU basketball game was going on during COVID. Some Christian, you are a Christian.
Yeah. He was in the church.
In the bathroom.
Skipping church? You got to change your name. How about Heathen Bateman? Your new name is Heathen Bateman.
I ain't saying nothing because I've skipped church quite a few
Whoa!
times.
Oh, my gosh.
This is not
Shirley.
confessional hour. This is, all right, let's take a break. We'll come back.
Clip, do you have perfect attendance at church?
Not exactly. I will say.
Not a true Christian.
I am a Bible Bowl veteran. I was in Bible Bowl. That's all I'll say. I don't have anything else to say. When we return, we'll hear from Wade Minter. We'll talk some Canes hockey as they will be part of the Stadium Series. Jonathan Ellerbe will be there, this time with a ticket.
Yes.
Last time he was at a big Canes sporting event, he snuck in.
Yeah.
In the bathroom.
Clip Rock said, I'll take Noah's Ark for $200.
Trying to remember, train up a child in the way he should go. When he is old, he will not depart from it. Proverbs 22:6.
Amen.
Don't fact check me on that. We'll be back with you, Pirate Radio Live, Wade Minter, after this.
The Buccaneer Music Hall is your beacon of music in the land of pirates. The doors open at noon, 7 days a week. And the Buck has live music every night, along with football. Monday is open mic night, the first Monday of each month. Tuesday, it's karaoke with DJ Captain Morgan. Wednesday, it's acoustic night. Thursday, it's the dance party with DJ Kid Scene and live music every Friday and Saturday night with the best bands on the East Coast. Follow the Buck on Instagram for information and schedule of events. This season, party like a pirate at the Buck.
We have some pretty refreshing news coming to you from Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer. It's called the Essential Collection. It's made with coconut water and real fruit juice, so you know it's always going to have a refreshing, superior taste. Plus, it's only 90 calories and has 0 added sugar. This might just be the most refreshing seltzer yet. Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer Essential Collection. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989.
Here with Jeff Stein at Brown & Wood. Jeff, what can you do for people looking for a new vehicle in 2023? We can show the people the #1 selling car in the region, the Buick Encore, the Encore GX, the Envision, and the Buick Enclave. We've also got Cadillac dominating the market with the XT4, XT5, and XT6, and we continue to get new GMC Sierra trucks in daily. Please come see us, 329 Southwest Greenville Boulevard. Brown & Wood, 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 rooftops, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
Did you know Jersey Mike's Subs freshly slices the meat right in front of you? It's a Jersey Mike's thing. And did you know I, Danny DeVito, am disqualified from being named world's sexiest man?
The first statement about fresh slicing at Jersey Mike's is true, but Mr. DeVito's second statement is false and not endorsed by Jersey Mike's.
I endorse it.
Jersey Mike's does not.
I do.
We don't.
Do.
Don't.
Do.
Do not.
Do. Sliced right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
Be sure to check out David Price Construction for all of your commercial or custom residential renovation and building needs. Run by ECU alumni, David Price Construction specializes in commercial projects, maintenance on facilities, and large-scale residential renovations and additions. Proud to be voted the Remodeler of the Year by the Home Builders Association of Raleigh-Wake County in 2018 and Best Business Commercial Remodel Project winner for 2020. David Price Construction, the proud ECU Home Services partner.
Hello, Eastern North Carolina. If you're looking for a great place to work with competitive pay and a multitude of advancement opportunities, Pitt County Schools is hiring. We employ over 3,500 people, and we're one of the largest employers in our community and region. Pitt County Schools is currently seeking teachers, bus drivers, school nutrition personnel, facility staff, custodians, clerical staff, and more. We offer advanced leadership opportunities for our educators and competitive pay for our skilled labor force. Come work for a diverse, thriving school system and be an important part of ensuring success for the students of Pitt County who are the future of Eastern North Carolina. To fill out an application, visit our website today at pittschools.org. That's pittschools.org. And remember, education is truly a team effort. Pitt County Schools. Live and lead.
Chico's Mexican Restaurant is where the fiesta never ends. Grab your amigos and head to Chico's every Wednesday for shrimp tacos for $11.99. Plus Wednesdays means all Mexican imports for just $2.99. Thursdays, enjoy your favorite beef, chicken, or vegetable fajitas for only $11.99. For Mexican food and fun, it's got to be Chico's Mexican Restaurant in downtown Greenville and online at chicosrestaurant.com. Chico's, where the fiesta never ends.
Pirate radio sounds different.
Different is good. We are all the same. You'll be ashamed.
Because different is good.
Oh, yeah.
Pirate radio.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by University PC Care, your local tech support experts for all your personal and business needs. Visit universitypccare.com to learn more today. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Brown & Wood is your home of the best selection of GMC, Cadillac, Buick, and Mazda in Eastern North Carolina since 1937. Shop their entire inventory online at brownandwoodauto.com or visit them on Greenville Boulevard. Brown & Wood, Greenville's #1 dealership and the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Brock.
Thank you, Shirley Rhodes. Chan Man here. Missed our Players Lounge presented by Delcor on Monday. The Pirates were rained out, didn't get all their work in Sunday, kind of punted on that. So unavailable on Monday to chat with us. We hope to catch up with them this week. If not, of course, next Monday. Cliff Godwin was supposed to join us yesterday as well. That got moved to today. It kind of worked out because Bryce Williams was going to be unable to join us today. So for you Bryce Williams fans, we have pushed Bryce back to next Tuesday. He will join us, but we will talk to the head baseball coach of the Pirates, Cliff Godwin, coming up in hour number 3 of today's show. Right now, we will talk some Hurricanes hockey. Not only are they playing great, but they'll be under the spotlight this weekend. Stadium Series game, outdoor game at Carter Finley Stadium. Wade Minter is the PA announcer of the Carolina Hurricanes at PNC Arena. He joins us today on the Pirate Radio Live line. Wade, appreciate your time. How you doing?
I'm doing great, Cliff. Looking forward to a fun weekend here in Raleigh. It's
Big event coming up.
Yes, sir. Heading outdoors for the Stadium Series, and the Hurricanes will be playing in Carter Finley Stadium against the Capitals. And Wade, this will be under the lights, 8 o'clock Saturday night, and first time the Hurricanes have hosted an outdoor game. And there's so many games in the NBA season, and the Major League Baseball season, and in the NHL season. So for this one, you'll get your points if you win, a point if overtime loss, and it'll be just another game. But it is an event, and it's a way to kind of showcase what's going on there in Raleigh, what's going on with the Canes, and I don't know, something to get excited about here in the middle of the regular season.
It really is. I think that the Canes franchise is their 25th season and has really grown in terms of relevance, in terms of fan support, and the last few years in terms of being a consistent winner in the league. And being able to have an event of this scale in Raleigh on ABC, on ESPN, is huge for the franchise. It really legitimizes what owner Todd London's been doing, and it legitimizes what Coach Rod Brendamore's been doing, and it legitimizes the Triangle as a major hockey market to get an event like this. So we're all real excited. It's going to be a very unique experience to have that many fans yelling and screaming, looking on from the stands at Carter Finley, and hopefully the Kings can get inspired by that and get the 2 points.
Wade, despite the success this team has had going to the playoffs, advancing in the playoffs, under Rod Brindamore and with this group of players that they've assembled, do you still feel like that maybe nationally, and I know the diehards know what the Canes have done this last, 3, 4, 5 years, however long it's been now, but do you still feel like that, I don't know, smaller market, maybe the Hurricanes kind of get lost in the national shuffle when it comes to hockey, even though they're the second most points in the league this year? Do you still feel like there's a little bit of disrespect?
I don't know if it's necessarily disrespect. I think that fans and media markets in other cities are kind of locked in on their own. The Canes have been on a very strong streak over the last 4 or 5 years in becoming relevant. You can see that in the fact that we're getting more national TV games, that we're getting more attention. But, ultimately, if you're in Toronto, if you're in Montreal, if you're in New York, you're probably not going to spend that much time thinking about teams outside of your metro area, and, that's fine. The Canes are trying to be the best version of themselves they can be. I think the folks in the know are definitely taking notice, and the best way to get other people to pay attention to you is to bring home a pretty large piece of silver. So I think that's the goal for this year and pretty much every year going forward.
Wade, for the Canes games I have been to, and it's been just a handful, one was a playoff game. It was actually against those Washington Capitals, and the tailgate scene was awesome. Here in the South, we love our tailgating football season, and that can apply to hockey as well. So what's the build-up going to be like Saturday? It's a night game, so are there events, festivities planned? I know people do their own tailgating, but that entire day, are there plans to make it a special day?
Yeah, it's really starting from Friday when the team and the city of Raleigh are putting on an all-day fan fest downtown on Fayetteville Street. Going to have a lot of events. The Stanley Cup will be there. Canes alumni will be signing autographs, food trucks, bands, the whole 9 yards. Kind of one of my favorite bands from the 90s, Superchunk, is going to be playing on the stage there, so that's kind of cool to be able to see them live. So it's an all-day party on Friday, and then, like you said, we love our tailgating. One of the hidden advantages of PNC Arena being located where it is that you've got acres and acres of parking. The tailgate culture is something people have been remarking on since the 2001 season. And I think the Cane has to be out in force as soon as they're allowed to get into the lots. Lots officially open at 2 o'clock. We'll see if anyone sneaks in a little bit earlier, but I think this tailgate's going to be one for the ages.
I'm looking at the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard for Saturday and looking at all the games, and you can go see the Calgary Flames. It's got a link to Vivid Seats for as low as $29. Coyotes and Kings as low as $30. For the Hurricanes Capitals game, Wade, it says for as low as $221. You can go. I mean, it's been a hot ticket. Folks will be maybe trying to squeeze in last minute, but how many are we expecting to pack out Carter Finley on Saturday night?
Absolutely. I think they're expecting at least 51,000 in the building.
Wow.
the league has released another set of tickets. They've been snapped up within minutes, if not hours. And there's definitely demand. I think there was a lot of questions around the league when they awarded an outdoor game to Raleigh in a D1 football stadium. Would the Canes be able to fill it? Would it be kind of, a sad look if there were a bunch of empty seats? And the answer to that has been a resounding, we got it. From the moment tickets were available, every piece of inventory has been snapped up. I know the ticket sales team loves that, even though it is a league production. And, we really want to show what we do down here to the rest of the world, and a packed Carter Finley Stadium is going to be the way to do it. And, yeah, it's tough to find a ticket even on the resale market these days. So we've definitely stepped up and done what we promised to do, which was fill the stadium.
Wade Minter joining us, PA announcer when the Canes are inside in the PNC Arena. So, Wade, what will be your role on Saturday? Are you a regular fan? Will you be in a working capacity, emergency goalie? What's Wade Minter going to be doing?
Yeah, so this is a NHL production. It's not a Canes production, so the NHL is kind of running the show here. And the league has our own set of people, PA announcer, DJ, game host, that sort of thing that they bring in. But they do try to bring in a little bit of the local flavor. So I should be part of the show, splitting time with Al Murdoch of the Vancouver Canucks, who's the NHL's kind of traveling PA announcer. I believe I'll be doing kind of all the in-game stuff, goals and penalties, things like that. And Al will be doing everything that goes out on TV, sponsorship reads, that sort of thing. So I'll have a role in the show. It won't be as big of a role as I have for a normal game, but it's not a normal game. And I'm looking forward to meeting Al. He's a great guy, and doing what I can in my part to make it a memorable experience for the Caniacs.
Wade Minter joining us. Canes coming off a loss to the Rangers, and I saw a lot of folks on my social media timeline that were at that game disappointed in the outcome, and the Canes played the Capitals on the road before they get that game coming up on Saturday. If you're Rob Brindamore, you love the spotlight on Raleigh and the team and everything you got going on. You probably try to not make it a distraction. So I don't know. Has there been any talk from the coach, the players, Wade, about, all right, we still got hockey to play. We still got to keep up our good form. We can't kind of lose sight of the main thing here with this big game going on Saturday.
Yeah, I think Rob Brindamore is one of the best coaches in the world at keeping his team steady, even keel, focused on the job at hand. It's going to be a really cool experience for everyone on the team, whether it's their first game outdoors or, in the case of like a Derek Stepan, it's his fifth or so. Enjoy the experience, but, once the whistle blows, it's an NHL game. You need the points to stay pace with where you are. News just came out today that Capitals captain Alex Ovechkin is taking some time away from the team to deal with a family health matter. So we all wish him the best, and no one wants to be in a spot where your family's going through something. But that changes Rob Brindamore's game plan a little bit in the fact that Alex Ovechkin doesn't look like he's going to be playing either tonight when the Canes are up in D.C. or Saturday. Caps still have a lot of weapons, but, that does kind of tilt the odds a little bit more in the Canes' favor to remove a player like that from the ice. And, hopefully he's back with his family in good health here real soon.
Yeah, I saw that news this morning, Wade, and one of the coolest thing I saw when I went to the Canes and Capitals playoff game was the Hurricanes winning, and that place being absolutely electric. The second coolest thing I saw was Alex Ovechkin scoring on a one-timer. It's really cool to see the best of the best live and in person. And Wade, you've been able to do that over the years while pulling on the Caniacs. You've seen some great individuals skating on the ice, and Ovechkin's got to be if not at the top of the list, very near.
I mean, you've got somebody who has his own spot on the power play. It's the Obi spot, and as much as people try to stop him, he continues to score from there with ease. At his age, I think he's 35, 36, 37, something like that. He's still playing at an extremely high level. One of the only guys who's got a chance to break Gretzky's goal record if he continues playing at that high level. And yeah, I mean, you want the Canes to win. We always like it when we get to see a storm surge. but it's a real treat as a hockey fan to see some of these legendary players, Ovechkin, McDavid, Crosby, those folks from other teams, just getting a chance to watch them work on a big stage. So, it's great when you shut them down, but even if you don't, you get a chance to say, I saw something very cool.
Wade Minter joining us. First time we've chatted, Wade, since the All-Star festivities, and Hurricanes had the fastest skater, Andrei Svechnikov, winning that at the skills competition. So good to see a Kane standing out there All-Star weekend.
Yeah, it's the third straight year that Kane has won an individual skills competition, with Sebastian Aho and Jacob Slavin winning the previous two shooting accuracy contests, and Andrei Svechnikov winning the fastest skater this year. I actually took my youngest daughter down to the All-Star game, a little daddy-daughter trip, so
nice.
We were down there in the stands in South Florida to see Svech get the win. We were cheering louder than anybody else when we saw that happen.
Wade Minter joining us on the Pirate Radio live line. Wade, trade deadline, are we there yet with the NHL? Give us an update on that.
We still got a few more weeks.
Okay.
Things are heating up. You see, the New York Rangers made a move bringing in Vladimir Tarasenko from St. Louis. You saw the New York Islanders make a move, bringing in Bo Horvat from Montreal. I would love to see good players go somewhere other than the Metro Division one year. I don't think that's going to happen. The Metro just keeps getting tougher and tougher. It's the toughest division in the league, and shows no sign of letting up. The Canes do have approximately $10 million in cap space they can use at the deadline due to long-term injured reserve from Andre Kasha, who played one game with the team, and Max Pacioretty, who played 5 games with the team. So kind of the conventional wisdom is that we'll see the Canes make use of that cap space. You can't take it with you, whether or not it's a rental player, someone who's on an expiring contract, whether it's somebody that they can get with term to be part of the team long-term. That's one of the things that Don Waddell's keeping close to his desk as president and general manager. But I would personally be pretty surprised if the Canes got through the trade deadline with no move. They're a contender. They're the second-best team in the NHL. Like any other team, they've got weaknesses that they have the opportunity to address. They anticipated having Max Pacioretty coming back from that Achilles injury as their second half kind of scoring threat. That's obviously not going to happen now with that re-injury to that Achilles. So, they're mentioned in trade rumors with a lot of high-level players, and we'll, have to see what happens over the next 3 weeks.
Wade Minter joining us here on the Pirate Radio live line. 30 games left to go in the season, Wade, and when the weather starts to turn here and we get into that spring, you think about, March Madness around here. We think about East Carolina baseball. For you, you start to think about big-time playoff hockey and kind of jockeying for position. So we still got a ways to go, Wade, but we'll see how the Canes finish out these last 30 games. High hopes, though, I'm sure, for Stanley Cup run here in 2023.
I think so. The team's been very consistent. They've had more winning streaks than they've had losing streaks. And, again, the Metro is very tough. 3 of the top 6 teams in the NHL are from the Metro. You've got Carolina with 76 points, the Devils with 73, and the Rangers with 70.
Wow.
So, unlike Boston, who's kind of coasting with a 11-point cushion in their division, Canes don't have that luxury. So, barring a surprise, they're certainly a playoff team. I think that they have a chance to win the division. I think that they potentially have a chance to pass Boston. And then it's really a question of what can you do in the playoffs. I think the last couple of years have been pretty disappointing for the team based on how they exited versus where they thought they were going to go. Hopefully that provides some extra motivation for the team to get over the hump this year.
And, wow, you look at those numbers, Wade, with the Canes and Devils and Rangers, who you mentioned just in the Metro there, but the Bruins, the Maple Leafs, the Lightning. I mean, this Eastern Conference playoffs is going to be awesome.
It really is. I mean, you have to go all the way down to 7th in the league to find anybody in the West. The East is the better conference, and the Metro is the better division, which means there's nothing easy. You're not going to get handed anything.
Yeah.
You can't really coast, and the downside of that is the games are all tougher. They all mean more. The upside of that is if you can come out of that division, I think you're well positioned to take advantage of teams that may not have had to play at that level.
Wade Minter joining us. Wade, have a blast on Saturday, man, and for those of us not attending, throw out some stuff on your social media so we can live it along with you. But yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, we appreciate you joining us today. Have fun this weekend, and we'll chat with you later this season, Wade, and talk more Canes hockey with you.
All right, thanks, Cliff. Go Canes.
Wade Minter, PA announcer of the Carolina Hurricanes, joining us. Big deal going on Saturday, Carter Finley Stadium. Jonathan Ellerbe will give us a first-hand account when he joins us next Tuesday. He'll be heading there on Saturday night to see the Canes and the Caps, and kind of a bummer, Alexander Ovechkin will not be playing for the Caps, it appears, in that game, as he is away from the team dealing with a family matter. We'll take a timeout, come back, wrap up Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Mike Mullis joins us Hour 2. Hour 3, Cliff Godwin, ECU head baseball coach, will join Troy D and I to get you ready for the 2023 season. We'll talk some Pirate baseball, some Super Bowl, some Jeff Charles, and more with Mike Mullis when we return after this.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is proud ECU graduate and former baseball player Brandon Manning inviting you to join my team at Farm Bureau Insurance. Right now is a good time to review your coverage with a local trusted agent like me. I will make myself available before or after business hours, and my clients always have my cell phone number if they need anything. From home, auto, or life, give me a call today and let's talk about your insurance coverage and about the Pirates. Call 531-1812 and go Pirates!
U.S. Cellular has always believed that connection is the greatest gift of all. That's why we're giving everyone one line for $29.99 a month with unlimited data this holiday season. That's right, one line, unlimited data for just $29.99 a month. That's more than a great deal. That's locally grown connection from U.S. Cellular. Limited time offer, terms apply. Visit uscellular.com for details.
This is Brandon Tate, owner and operator of Atlantic Wireless, an authorized agent for U.S. Cellular since 1997. Visit atlanticwireless.com to find the store near you. We go beyond the call.
Greenville's first ever Texas Fusion restaurant is now open for lunch. That's right, the Sidebar, located right beside the Dickinson Avenue Public House, now offers lunch Tuesday through Friday from 11:30 to 2:30. Come take a break from work and enjoy the tastiest food items around. Whether it's the honey chipotle chicken sandwich, smoked brisket tacos, chicken tortilla soup, chicken tinga nachos, or keep it simple with chips and salsa. To keep up with our ever-changing menu, food and drink specials, and more, follow the Sidebar on Facebook or on Instagram at sidebar.greenville.
I'm Michael Vaughn with East Coast Grading and Utilities. Many of you know my dad, David Vaughn, and his work in putting in subdivisions all over Pirate Nation. But East Coast Grading and Utilities is not just for those type of big jobs. We're here for the homeowners. Whether it's concrete, driveways, hauling rock, or sand, whatever you need, East Coast Grading and Utilities can get the job done. Call us at 252-531-7494 or check us out on Facebook at East Coast Grading and Utilities.
This isn't your regular cola, so this isn't your regular cola ad. No beach parties or family barbecues here, just Nitro Pepsi, the first cola ever infused with nitrogen. So forget everything you thought you knew about soda, because that nitrogen gives us a whole new experience. Think an infusion of smaller bubbles for a cola that's got a lighter, smoother texture. And don't get me started on the pour. You don't pour this like any other cola. We're talking turn the can completely upside down and watch as those bubbles cascade into the glass to create a frothy, luxurious foam topping. Can your cola do that? I didn't think so. Unless you've got your own Nitro Pepsi, in which case cheers to your great taste. Because you already know that the only thing better than the pour is the unapologetic cola taste. What else is there to say? From the creamy foam to the smooth texture to its unbelievably delicious flavor, this is cola like you've never had it before. Time to bring your taste buds to the next frontier. Nitro Pepsi. Smooth, creamy, delicious.
The convenience of Pitt Greenville Airport is waiting just outside your front door. Service is back, so you're connected to destinations worldwide through flights from American Airlines. Plan your next trip. Book your flights today at flypgv.com or aa.com.
Avoid the long check-in lines and congestion at the big airports and fly local at PGV. Fast, convenient, and close to home, PGV has American Airline flights perfect for your next trip. Book today at aa.com. PGV, where the pirates fly.
Are you looking for a home loan? Look no further than Amy Goss at Guild Mortgage. Since 1960, Guild Mortgage has partnered with industry professionals to close loans on time and help millions of Americans realize their dreams. Call Amy Goss at Guild Mortgage in Jacksonville, 910-389-4602. Amy Goss is licensed in Florida, Georgia, Maine, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia. Guild Mortgage Company, Equal Housing Opportunity, NMLS 3274. NMLSconsumeraccess.org / for licensing information. Please visit guildmortgage.com /licensing. Guild Mortgage is not affiliated with Pirate Radio.
Pirate Radio. Pirate Radio. Pirate Radio. Radio.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by University PC Care, your local tech support experts for all your personal and business needs. Visit universitypccare.com to learn more today. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Are you in outside sales and looking for an opportunity to increase your earning potential? CopyPro has been in Eastern North Carolina for over 45 years and continues to grow each year. And they are in need of more sales professionals with a desire to potentially make a six-figure income. Do you have what it takes? Visit copypro.net today to submit your resume and to learn more. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
Back with you, Pirate Radio Live. Happy Valentine's Day to those who celebrate and to those that don't. Kind of a, I don't know.
I like to call it Treat Yourself Day.
There you go. Hope you're able
or
to do that.
Singles Awareness Day.
Singles Awareness. Yeah, Mike Mullis is here. He's a lover. Hello, Mully.
Hey, bud.
Munching down on a Tootsie Roll. Mully said he's a fan of one. I'm not a big Tootsie Roll guy.
Do you like the dance?
I like the song. If I had my power rankings, I'd go song, dance, candy. That would be my
I respect that list.
While I respect that, unfortunately, we are fans of the candy on this side of the glass because
Yes.
we have destroyed this bag.
Thank you, Bo Bats.
And thank you for not chewing into the mic, Molly. That is very annoying when people do that.
It aggravates me when you do it.
I knew it.
Mully and I do share a common interest. We both enjoy a good Werther's Original, which I have not had in a long time. How do you feel about that, Chandler?
A what?
I knew he was going to say
Come
that.
on, man.
You don't know what a Werther's? Oh, they're so good.
It's not necessarily. Is it a butterscotch or is
It's ish.
Yes.
It's elevated
It's
butterscotch?
an ish.
I think I know what you're talking about.
All right.
Are you going to Google it? Do I see you going to Google?
He is going to Google.
That's where kids are these days.
Werther's
Google the
Original.
candy. Tell me how it tastes after you Google it up.
I'll tell you who
You got a 3D printer in there? You can print us one?
You know a guy that hates Google? Mike Mullis.
Let's see.
Because before Google,
yeah.
everybody thought Mully was the smartest guy in the world. Because
Oh.
because Mully can argue, debate. Now people can look up his BS and see that he's wrong.
I can leave. I do not have to be here.
I don't.
There's absolutely nothing that even like I'm good. I got to see Chandler and Shirley and have a Tootsie Roll.
Come on.
I can bounce.
Come on, man.
Okay.
We love you, Mully. We love you. This is a throwaway segment. We got to take another break. So we're just chit-chatting here. We're having fun banter.
It is fun.
We're having a lot of fun.
Definitely banter.
Let me look, tell you what, we'll look at the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard before we take a timeout. ECU back in action coming up on Wednesday night. That is going to be an emotional night in Minges Coliseum with no Jeff Charles calling the game for the Pirates. We'll talk some more about the voice coming up in just a moment, but that's coming up on Wednesday night. Tonight, top 25 action. Creighton is at Providence. NC State on the road at Syracuse. The Wolfpack 20-6 overall, 10-5 in the ACC. They are taking on the Orange tonight. Cuse, a 1-point road favorite. So State dominated a road contest against Boston College over the weekend. Back on the road tonight. Kansas will be at Oklahoma State. K-State at Oklahoma. How about last night, Chandler? I think we've already missed the boat, but man, we should have got in our Miami Hurricanes futures a long time ago. They're the real deal.
Yeah.
Not that Carolina's great, but like
they're the real deal in a really bad ACC.
That is true.
I mean, I don't know what their schedule is. I don't know who else they've beaten.
Yeah.
But there's not a whole lot to the ACC.
That is true.
I heard some talking head the other day had the ACC at like the 7th conference in the country.
Wow.
It is down. That's going to catch up with Miami in the tournament, you're saying, Mully?
Yeah.
15th in the country right now, 21-5 overall in what I would agree with, a down year and maybe a majorly down year. I mean, you look at the top, Virginia is good. Not great, but good. Pittsburgh, I don't know what they are. Clemson's up there, and NC State's up there. And State's got good players in the big fella, Burns, and Baby T. But, no, you're right. With Duke, Carolina down. Wake Forest, not as good as they were. Virginia Tech has taken a major step back from where they were. So
it's just kind of a bunch also rans.
All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. Mully is here. We'll talk some Super Bowl. We'll talk some voice and more when we return. Pirate Radio Live, Hour 2 here on a Tuesday. Also, if you want to chime in with what you remember, calls, meetings, interactions with the voice Jeff Charles, you can do so. We did it yesterday. We'll do it again today, 317-1250. Back with you on Pirate Radio Live after this.
Well hit to center. Let's watch that one. How far will it go? Wow, Murphy.
Hey, baseball fans. When's the last time you met a 2-time National League MVP and a 7-time Major League Baseball All-Star? Well, your chance is now, as Pirate Radio is bringing Dale Murphy, legendary Atlanta Brave, to Greenville on Sunday, April 2nd. Table sponsorships and ticket information's online now at pr927fm.com. Don't miss your chance to meet a living legend and hear Dale Murphy talk about his career, leadership, and there'll be a question-and-answer session. It's Dinner with Dale Murphy, Sunday, April 2nd. Details online now at pr927fm.com.
Hey, Pirate Nation, Lindsay Gray here with Carolina Caliber. In 1960, my granddaddy started his firearm business right here in Eastern NC. Still family owned and operated, we have the area's largest selection for outdoor shooting sports and accessories and are one of the nation's top firearm dealers. At Carolina Caliber, we have everything you need from hunting, home defense, and personal protection, including a wide variety for ladies and youth. We buy, sell, and trade. It's a time-honored tradition. Visit us at Carolina Caliber on Fire Tower Road in Winterville.
Great. It's 30 degrees in here. This is going to be a cold night.
No one's coming out this late.
I'm on firewood.
Dad! I'll put hot coals in our socks for bedtime. Mom!
Hi, I'm from Delcor Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Got an email about your heat being out?
That was me. I sent it from my phone.
I think your socks are on fire.
Call Delcor today to get a new system installed for less than $100 a month. Offer expires soon. Go to DelcorInc.com. Monthly fee based on new system financing is 9.9% APR for 120 months. Call Delcor for details.
With over 30 locations across North Carolina and southeastern Virginia, Quality Equipment is your local John Deere dealer, where you'll find everything you need for your next project. Our complete lineup of John Deere lawn and garden, agricultural, and commercial worksite equipment comes with years of experience, expertise, and dedication. We know what it takes to get it done right. Stop by today or visit us online at qualityequip.com.
Fifth Street Hardware can make your Valentine's night easy and memorable with that special someone. Fifth Street Hardware and Cupid have you covered with a Valentine's Day 4-course dinner. Seating on Valentine's Day night will be at 6 p.m. and 7:30 only. Make your reservations today at Fifth Street Hardware, located on Fifth Street, beside the State Theater in downtown Greenville. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram for more special events and daily specials. Fifth Street Hardware and Tap Room.
For years, Callie Ann Phelps has been singing about Phelps Chevrolet.
Phelps Chevrolet is the one for you. Low, low prices, service too. See the big dealer right away. Carolina's finest, Phelps Chevrolet.
And you'll agree with what Skylar Phelps has to say.
Nobody beats Phelps Chevrolet's prices. Nobody.
The name you can depend on. Phelps Chevrolet.
Get you one.
Have you ever seen those exotic aquariums like the guys do in Las Vegas on television? You ever thought about having one of these aquariums in your business? It's more affordable than you think. This is Hal Pruitt with rentafishtank.com. We can make having an aquarium in your business turnkey with no work, cleaning, or hassles for you. Rentafishtank.com creates a relaxing atmosphere and keeps children occupied. Rentafishtank.com already services many dental, pediatric, and doctor offices, plus hospitals and senior living centers. Check us out at rentafishtank.com.
Be sure to check out David Price Construction for all of your commercial or custom residential renovation and building needs. Run by ECU alumni, David Price Construction specializes in commercial projects, maintenance on facilities, and large-scale residential renovations and additions. Proud to be voted the Remodeler of the Year by the Home Builders Association of Raleigh-Wake County in 2018 and Best Business Commercial Remodel Project winner for 2020. David Price Construction, the proud ECU Home Services partner.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by First Bank. Together with our customers, we're creating a world where individuals and communities thrive. Visit the First Bank location on Arlington Boulevard in Greenville for all your personal and business banking needs. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. From Sales to Service, Greenville Auto World has all of your vehicle needs covered. Shop all of their inventory now at greenvilleautoworld.net. If you're also looking for someone to service your vehicle, they have a full service and repair facility. They do brakes, oil changes, tires, inspections, and they can repair any kind of vehicle. Greenville Auto World across from Speedway at Bells Fork and online at greenvilleautoworld.net. Thanks to Tim Sutton for his sponsorship of the program. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip.
All right, Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live here on a Tuesday. We'll be gearing up for some Pirate baseball. We'll talk to Cliff Godwin coming up in the 5 o'clock hour. So about an hour from now, Cliff Godwin will join Troy D and I for that. Mike Mullis here, getting ready for some baseball. We were talking some World Baseball Classic at the Super Bowl party this Sunday, Mully, and that. Have you seen the Dominican Republic lineup?
No, but it's probably ridiculous.
It is super ridiculous. I'll see if I can find it.
Well, see, the Latin American countries still take this thing very seriously. They roll out their best guys, and they take pride in playing it. So, good on them.
Well, do you think if you were, I don't know, a pitcher,
well, their pitchers are,
I don't think their best pitchers are going. I think the hitters are, but if you're a pitcher, would you have that pride factor, or would you be like, I don't want to blow my arm out and lose out on a?
Well, if you're going to blow it out there, you're going to blow it out anyway. If you're under a Major League Baseball contract, you're paid anyway. So I don't know. It's again, you're asking the wrong person. I've never been in that position. I don't know, but it's kind of sad. It's supposed to be America's pastime, America's game, and it's so far from that.
That is coming up next month. I'm trying to pull up their exact.
And I would think their pitchers, especially starters, what are they going to go twice?
Right, and they might have even limits on it too.
Well, probably. That's kind of the world we live in right now.
Dominican Republic, they've got Vlad Jr., Manny Machado, Rafael Devers, Juan Soto, Julio Rodriguez, Wander Franco, Jeremy Pena, and it looks like Sandy Alcantara will pitch for him, and Christian Javier from the Stros as well. They are just
who wouldn't want to pitch with that lineup?
Yeah, really.
Yeah, I don't know. I did. I'm sure you saw too. Major League Baseball's decided to keep the ghost man at second base kind of deal in extra innings, which is, I don't know. That's just where the game is, I guess.
Yeah.
And then there was another stat I saw where, last year there were 32 position players forced into pitching last year, and prior to that the record high was 9. And that was in 06. So I guess with the new push for offense and
do you want to see that removed from the game?
It's part of it. It's part of managing what you have on the back end with your staff. Yeah. But it's
just the only way to do it would be to add more pitchers on the roster, right?
Right. Well, that's right. And it's I don't know, man. It's maybe we get to the point we see more of that, so there's more chance for home runs. I don't know. It's again, man. The game. It really frustrates me right now, and it's I will say I'm so glad college baseball's back. One of my sons said yesterday something about the season start, whatever. I said, yeah. And they were like, we know because you just don't really like Major League Baseball anymore. I said, no.
Speaking of which, Mully, Red Sox manager Alex Cora said, wait till you see them. They look like a pizza box, referring to the new bases.
New bases, yeah.
He says the new bases, they look like a pizza box, to be honest with you. So it says 15 square inches to 18 square inches. He said, wait till you see them. So, I haven't seen them on a field. It might be, might have to do a double take at first, but I forgot about that. I'm just reading that today as he talked about it.
Yeah,
so.
we talked about it some last year. I mean, it's just to put, of course they're saying it's a safety thing, but I mean, if they were going to go safety, we'd have had the double bags at first base.
Yeah, the one on the foul.
The one that's in foul ground. But it's an offensive thing. You got to feel like that, and it's I don't know, man. It seems like we're addressing the parts of the game that aren't broken.
Yeah. Let's get bigger bases, and we're going to extend the oven mitt that guys wear another foot.
Right. So now you just bought yourself. If you get 3 inches on the glove and 3 inches on the bag, a half foot changes a lot of plays in baseball.
All right. So there's MLB. We'll reluctantly talk about that with Mully as we move along.
I just can't figure out where the thought process is. I mean, I had the little. Brainchild or brain fart of ways to possibly at least make it more spectator friendly, trying to speed the game up, reward different plays and whatever. But I don't know. I just think it's one of those things that's probably a baseball fan's going to be a baseball fan until they start doing these things. But these things are not going to bring in non-baseball fans to love a game because the games are still going to take a long time. I mean, it just is what it is. The games are still going to have a ton of downtime. That's why it's a 2-1 game. That's a good ball game. A 4-3 game is a good ball game. That's just not what this society's after.
To you, so these changes, it could be a net zero, but it certainly won't be a positive.
I don't even see where the net zero is because I don't know what fans it brings in.
Right. Yeah, I hear you.
I mean, I think I've become a far more casual observer of the game than I've ever been in my life. So I would count myself as being, kind of taken out of the fold.
What if MLB was on ESPN Plus like college baseball? Because you, Mully, have said you'll look through it and say, "Oh, okay, I'll
watch that game." Right? Yeah. I mean,
do you think you'd watch it more? Or?
No. Yeah. I mean, we keep. I don't want to watch games where you watch three punch outs in an inning is regular three hitters swinging through pitches, not making contact. I just don't like the brand of baseball. I still like there was something on, it might have been the Jeter deal where they did the 4-parter or whatever it was, and watching the Don Mattingly's and those guys, the way they went about, played the game in that generation, even as Jeter was coming in as a rookie. That's the baseball that I fell in love with. When guys like Pete Rose were just revered for their hustle, or even going, Willie Mays and I mean all the running bases, Ricky Henderson stealing bags. That was fun baseball to watch, and we just don't have that game anymore.
Well, you do have that action in college baseball, which is what you enjoy. East Carolina and George Washington get the season underway Friday, Saturday, Sunday at Clark LeClaire Stadium. We talked to Aaron Fitt from D1 Baseball on Friday. He says, as far as the conference goes, Mully, it's East Carolina and everybody else again, and we'll see how that plays out. But, man, these last, I think, 4 full seasons, it's been 20-4, 20-4, 20-8, 20-4. Like, they have just dominated this conference, and Aaron Fitt thinks that will continue this year. How about before we get there, Mully, the non-conference and overall, how you feel about this Pirate baseball team?
I mean, who knows? And that's what kind of is curious to me about Aaron Fitt. I mean, I think right now, and you'll have Cliff on this afternoon, I mean, he's got an idea where the team's going, but it's just like we saw last year. He's 20 games in, still constantly juggling things.
Yep.
So, I mean, you've got a lot of new faces out there. The whole conference has a lot of new faces. So, I mean, baseball is a really, really hard game to forecast. I think it'll be, right now they're obviously throwing the LSUs, Tennessees, the kind of the SEC heavy top end. But a lot of that is based off of LSU went out and had just a killing in free agency. LSU brought in 5-6 guys. They got Tommy. They got the guy from Air Force. There was a conference two-way player of the year. They got a pitcher of the year from another conference. I mean, so you would think on paper with those resumes, those would be the guys. But just like last year, everybody had Tennessee pick the cakewalk their way through Omaha, and it didn't happen.
Aaron said the number one team hasn't won the championship since '99.
I would think that's completely
crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy, but then again, it's not because it's baseball.
It's baseball. That's right. Well, and to start calling games at this point in the season. The transfers are not as heralded in college baseball, but they are certainly hugely impactful in what happens. I mean, take Coastal Carolina last year, who we saw here in the regionals. Man, they lost like 4, 5 like starters, contributors, like guys that a couple of, maybe three of those still had eligibility left. I think the draft got a couple, but then they went out and brought in guys that they brought in from, quote unquote, big time programs. So it'll be interesting to see. I just, baseball it's hard to call it this early in the year.
Aaron talked about the studs, obviously Jacob Jenkins Coward and Carter Spivey and those guys. I said, who else could potentially be on an All-American list by the end of the year? He said, keep an eye out for Ryan McChrystal behind the plate. And I said that to Igo, and he said, well, Justin Wilcoxon's look good too.
I think both of those guys are in the lineup every day. I think the only thing that keeps them out of the lineup is where they're at with that third catcher, because obviously if you have one DH and a one catching, it hinks up everything if one of them were to get hurt. Whoever's catching gets hurt. So, but I think you're going to be in a position, and I know Cliff feels good about his depth, and there's clearly some depth out there. But, man, both those guys, what I saw in the fall, and I hadn't seen much this spring, both those guys really, really hit. And McChrystal came off a banner year in summer baseball. So, I mean, I think you got to have them both in line. I don't know that you have a choice.
Mully, you talk to folks, know folks. How about North Carolina, NC State, Duke?
Man, I literally think, State lost a bunch and State brought a bunch in. And Carolina's Carolina. I think they like their club just from what I understand. But, again, man, it's just so different, and it's so hard. You expect those teams to be right there every year. Last year Carolina was really bad and then really good and really bad, and then they got hot at the right time. Next thing you know, they found themselves, hosting a Super. So it's, again, it's really, really hard to call. At this time of the year, it's kind of like we've talked about even with big league ball. It really doesn't matter until the All-Star break. Like, stay around, get to the All-Star break, then the back half of the season is when you have to do what you're going to do.
Yeah.
And I think college baseball is much the same, just in a kind of an abbreviated format, and maybe that mark is, somewhere around, spring break, back half of spring, that's somewhere in there where, now it's time to kind of pull this thing together.
Mike Mullis joining us inside the Pirate Radio studios. Hang out another segment.
Sure.
All right, let's take a break. We'll come back more with Mully when we return. Pirate Radio Live here on a lovely Tuesday in Eastern North Carolina. We're back with you after this.
Country Mart has been locally owned and operated for over 40 years and is your premier country store serving the best cheese biscuits and country food around. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Both Country Mart locations are top-of-the-line fuel stations serving Shell gas, including 93 ethanol-free high-octane gas. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food in your engines with great gasoline. Go Pirates!
Bud Light was brewed to be delicious and easy to drink beer, even when little things in life are hard, like when you're working late and happy hour has already started, but you're about to clock out and head over. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Pick up Bud Light at your local retailer today. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
You've worked hard to make your business successful, and that's why it's really important to always have a bank in your corner when you need them. This is former ECU baseball player Ashley Capps from First Bank, and our experienced team of local bankers includes Lee Watson, Bonner Latham, Chris Richards, Josh Hooten, and Heath Nisbet. To get the business services that are right for your business today, come and see someone on our team at First Bank on Arlington Boulevard here in Greenville. First Bank, together with our customers, we're creating a world where individuals and communities thrive.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
The best burgers around. Everyone loves a thick, juicy, and fresh burger. Tiebreakers in Greenville, plus the all-new Tiebreakers in Winterville, do real burgers better than anybody. So don't just go to any burger-themed restaurant chain. It's time to break the chain and eat local. Tiebreakers, real burgers at its best.
Everybody loves burgers. This is Martin Truex Jr., and as a NASCAR Cup Series champion, I love one-stop shopping. When I need fresh tires or fuel during a race, my pit crew takes care of everything. Off the track, I have an auto owner's independent agent. They handle all my insurance in one place: car, home, life, and business. Get your own pit crew and find a local agency with auto owner's insurance.
This is Norm Bryant with Town Insurance in Greenville. Call me today at 756-8300. Go Pirates.
Hi, I'm Annalie Newhoff.
And I'm Rob Campbell.
And we are with CopyPro. We have been locally owned and operated here in Eastern North Carolina for almost 50 years. CopyPro is the leader in office technology.
Does your business struggle with keeping printing costs low or producing professional documents? Here at CopyPro, total customer satisfaction is our #1 priority.
We have a variety of solutions to help reduce your printing expenses and make your business more productive. Call us today at 1-800-682-6558 or online at copypro.net.
CopyPro, we are the professional office systems people.
You've had your new computer a few years now, but lately it's been running super slow, acting strange, and you're worried about viruses and losing data.
This is driving me mad!
Let the experts at University PC Care in Greenville and New Bern professionally diagnose your Mac or PC to see what's really going on. They'll determine the root cause and not just symptoms, so you don't waste money fixing the wrong issues. Call 252-558-1280 for in-store or remote service, or make an appointment online at universitypccare.com.
I'm gonna play some kickball.
Let's go!
Robbie's Clubhouse invites you to play a little kickball on Saturday, April 29th from 9 a.m. until 2 p.m. at the Sarah Law softball fields located on Reedy Branch Road in Winterville. The event is open to everyone of all ages. Come join the fun while helping the special needs community by joining us in some friendly kickball. To sign up, go to eventbrite.com and search Robbie's Clubhouse, and we'll see you on April 29th.
Pirate Radio.
We are not coming together to just be average. We want to build a program that will year in and year out compete for the American Athletic Conference Championship and compete nationally against any and everybody.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by First Bank. Together with our customers, we're creating a world where individuals and communities thrive. Visit the First Bank location on Arlington Boulevard in Greenville for all your personal and business banking needs. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Well, keep it local and print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com, the official sportswear provider of Pirate Radio. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
Back with you on Pirate Radio Live. A couple weeks ago, Chandler, we were talking about beefs in sports, and we got one going here about an hour ago. Juju Smith-Schuster tweeted out, and you'll see these today, these Valentine's cards, these sports Valentine's Day cards. But it's a picture of James Bradbury, Eagles corner, and it says, "I'll hold you when it matters most." And what do you think about that, Mully? Is that funny? Is that supposed to be funny?
It's witty.
Yeah, okay. I agree with you. I think it's pretty good. A.J. Brown, Eagles receiver, did not think it was funny. He said, "First off, congratulations. Y'all deserve it. This is lame. You was on the way out of the league before Mahomes resurrected your career on your one-year deal, TikTok boy. He admitted that he grabbed you, but don't act like you're like that or ever was. But congratulations again, A.J. Brown. So there you go. We've got Twitter beef.
Thanks for reading that to everybody. That's good.
I like that.
Good stuff right there.
Anybody ever called you TikTok boy?
Good stuff now.
All right, TikTok boy.
No.
What do you think of the Super Bowl, Mully?
It sucked.
What do you think of the Super Bowl, Mully?
It was all right. I mean, it was kind of vanilla.
It was a good game.
What you asked me what I thought. There's no need to squeal that you thought it was a good game.
That's a good
think
point.
off the air you mentioned that, I left and went home too because I was tired.
I was tired.
Okay, so it wasn't that good then. You were not engaged, enthralled. It just felt like you couldn't peel your eyes away.
I would say out of the Super Bowls I watched, it was in the top
50%. Yeah, okay.
20.
Boy, that's a high bar.
Top 30.
Boy, that means it's good, huh? It's a solid D+. All
right.
You look at stuff just like my kids, Dad, but I'm passing.
What did you think of Rihanna?
I thought it was good. I enjoyed that. My wife really, she's a Riri fan. So.
Rihanna is one of those where you don't realize how many songs you know that she has performed.
Yeah, no, it was pretty good. I thought. I tell you what, it took some nerve to stand on those hanging platforms. It didn't appear as though they were tied off, but that'd have been a little nervy.
What did y'all think of Rihanna over there in Studio B?
Bleep, but I have my money.
And we were just talking about that. I was like, you know what? Out of all the songs, I didn't think she was going to start with that because, we talked about, that was one of the prop bets. Which song would she start with first?
Was there a prop bet if she was going to be pregnant? That's the first thing I said. I said, I think she's pregnant.
That was the talk of the Super Bowl party I was at.
Yeah, when I first saw there was one shot, and I was like, oh, yeah, she's pregnant.
The people I was with, she had a baby. She had it last year. I was like, she could be pregnant again.
Did they not understand? Did you have to teach them the birds and the bees?
Yes, we literally had to have sex ed.
Right there,
yes.
Yeah. And you know what? That's why I didn't like it. You shouldn't be having those conversations during a Super Bowl halftime show.
I said, now it's time for the talk.
It was fine. She played the hits.
I liked it. A lot of people didn't like it.
I think a lot of people wouldn't have liked anything.
I think there's a clear line. If we charted that on like there's some clear metrics as to folks that decided that it was the worst thing they'd ever seen.
But again, they probably don't like Rihanna or know her music or like her music. So was there any thought that they would like it? Like, I don't like Rihanna. I don't like this kind of music, but I'm going to give this halftime show a chance. No, I mean, you're not going to like it.
I think the ones that like have swayed people were probably like Bruno Mars. Like, people may have not known Bruno Mars going into his halftime show.
How about Gaga? Gaga was great.
I mean, people that watched it and they were like, I kind of like this because he's kind of takes you back to like Jackson 5-ish type stuff.
Yeah, he's a throwback.
Yeah, and but Rihanna is clearly her genre of music.
Yeah.
But now I thought the national anthem was freaking awesome too. I thought Chris Stapleton killed it. Yeah.
Newton says horrible halftime show. Horrible.
Well, I mean, I've seen halftime shows that I didn't think, like, where I either didn't like the artist or I wasn't very familiar with their music. And
Such as?
Oh, gosh.
You've been familiar with everybody's music, Shirley.
Yeah, I don't think they would run somebody out there that you didn't.
I don't think
You mean music you didn't like, necessarily?
Yeah, like...
Tom Petty?
Yeah, Tom Petty comes to mind.
Well,
but that was the year that, of course, he froze.
He froze.
Yeah, I didn't see that one. It locked up on our stuff.
Yeah, and I lost my mind because I was one of those people that went out and bought a new TV so I could watch the Super Bowl on a decent-sized TV.
You thought it was broke?
And I thought it broke.
And before you do that again, come to my house. We'll let you.
We
can even put you in your own room with a TV if you want to.
Yeah, well, I lost my
Shirley
marbles.
took the TV back during the Super Bowl and said, this thing don't work.
No, I was absolutely...
Tom Petty still froze on my TV.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I knew a couple of Tom Petty songs, but I didn't know his whole repertoire. Like, I was not one of those, fans that
Thought
knew...
you were an American girl.
Yeah, well, American Girl was one of the songs that I did know, but for the most part, I mean, there were some that I thought they're kind of lukewarm when it comes to the performance itself.
Mully, has anybody ever told you don't come around here no more?
No.
Not really?
No.
I find that hard to believe.
I don't think there's been a halftime show where everybody came together and said, "Man, what a halftime show
Prince
that was!"
is about as
Since
close to
Prince.
it. Is that what you're gonna say?
Prince,
Prince.
or maybe the U2 performance right after September 11th.
Yeah. Well,
maybe.
There you go.
But those are the top two in terms of my favorites. Those are the top two.
I heard Michael Jackson's was pretty good.
His was decent, but he lip synced the absolute mess out of that one.
Jansen says the halftime show should feature an artist local to the venue it is being played in. Local flavor is always a good move.
Local flavor.
Well, they did that last year in L.A.
I disagree. Like
they did it last year in L.A.
The entire world is watching.
I don't know.
I don't care who's from Arizona.
There's nobody that stands out in my mind that's an Arizonian that would be. That kind of makes me think of like. Live from the Red Rocks, we get John Tesh up there playing the flute or whatever he does.
He's got to play the basketball.
Count me in.
Are you looking up musicians from Arizona?
Why, yes, I am.
Oh, boy. Great minds think alike.
Stevie Nicks, Shirley.
Oh, man.
God the good with a landslide brought us down.
That was my song I danced with my mother at my wedding.
Did that remind you of it?
That was
Shirley,
exactly like it. Took me right back.
Oh, rest in peace, Chester Bennington.
From Lincoln Park.
Rest in peace, Marty Robbins.
Help me out with Linda
Ronstadt.
Make my
I don't
blue
know
eyes.
much,
The blue eyes.
Jordan
blue
Sparks.
but I know I love you.
All right, so who are you getting, Jansen, out of this group?
There's nobody that there's most of them you mentioned are
Brett
deceased.
Michaels.
Alice Cooper.
Poison, that'd have been kind of cool.
That would have been cool.
Yeah.
Those dudes are 100.
Dierks Bentley. Are they popular now?
Well, it's a person.
He's been around.
Oh, I thought that was a group name. That's
No,
one
that's-
guy.
that's
His
one
name
guy.
is Dierks.
Dierks. All right, there you go. Good chat.
I think that if it was Poison in their heyday, that would have been one hell of a concert.
Surely we didn't have that option back.
I know,
The
I
Super
know.
Bowl is Sunday.
I know.
I mean, it would have been prop them up and,
Yeah.
some Red Bull and hope they make it through it.
Yeah, because
Molly, you're a funny guy.
With Linda Ronstadt
Red Bull
singing
gives you
backup.
wings.
Yeah,
Halftime
strings.
performance is brought to you by Red Bull.
Strings are holding them up.
We've already seen that,
Instruments.
right? Which one was where they did the
NSYNC.
Backstreet Instinct.
It was NSYNC.
Mully, talked to you Friday night after the passing of Jeff Charles, more so to kind of say, is this real?
Yep.
Because it still doesn't feel real. It's not going to feel real tomorrow when I send out a text every Wednesday. Jeff, you available today? He always answered yes. He's not going to be on the show tomorrow, and we're going to have these moments. Have it at Minji's Coliseum tomorrow night without Jeff. But, man, just a huge part of everyone's life, not just if you're here at Pirate Radio and know him personally, but growing up, a huge part of my life on the broadcast. And same with you, Mully, just unbelievable, man.
Yeah, no, I think the tributes that have been paid have been very touching, and it just he was and quite frankly still is hugely impactful for all of Pirate Nation. His life is kind of about your legacy, right? His legacy will never be forgotten, and there will always be greatest moments. The Jeff Charles Greatest Hits album kind of deal of great calls in Pirate Athletics history. So his legacy will move forward, and obviously he will be gravely missed. I think it'll Wednesday night, tomorrow night will be difficult for a lot of folks, and I think the next point will probably be football season, where that will certainly be a little bizarre. But I think I think you got to spend more time remembering all he did and all the positives that were there, and realizing that we actually got him kind of on borrowed time after his battle with cancer.
You brought that up, Mully. Like, he already had one up on the scoreboard where he had basically beaten death almost.
Right. So I mean, I think we all get a little selfish sometimes, and it's hard to remember that man, there's so much to be appreciative for with his life again and his legacy and all that he did and how he impacted all of Pirate Nation.
Mully, 14 years ago, we were both at, was it Pitt Memorial Hospital?
Whatever it was called then.
It was that location. And my daughter was born on the 13th, had a birthday yesterday. You got one coming up tomorrow with your boy.
Yeah, we are actually in Matty Palooza, which is the birthday month of my child. So he tends to string this thing out about as far as he can go.
Is the Super Bowl bash still going on?
Yes, it will continue on until probably the next Super Bowl. But no, he's we're celebrating one, then we have 2 more in March, and then hopefully we can chill out for a little bit.
There you go. Thanks for hanging out, Mully. Looking forward to. Hey, we'll be recapping the first week, overreacting. Mully will keep us all in check. We'll be overreacting to the first series of baseball next week.
You know what? I just hope it's a good, clean a weather weekend. I know there's some questionable stuff, maybe a little bit chilly, and there's a chance for some rain, but I just hope the guys get out and get to play. And, I mean, this is how you get better is play against other folks and kind of get this thing started. And but, yeah, it should be a lot of fun, man. It always is. I told Shirley off the air earlier, it feels just crazily close or not that long ago that the season was wrapping. I mean, it was such a long season. They got deep into the postseason, and then, there was really no break because then, boom, we went straight into football and 4 home games and blah, blah, blah. And then, now, kind of here we are again. So, but, yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it. I do love watching college baseball and watching the Pirates play.
We'll see you out there this weekend. You're going to be in your designated spot?
Plan to.
All right, good deal. Thanks for hanging out, Mully. Mike Mullis here on a Tuesday. We'll take a break, come back, more to go. Pirate Radio Live on a Tuesday afternoon. Back with you after this.
Happy New Year. This is Talbot Green, and I'm excited to announce our new partnership with Integrity Home Mortgage. Integrity Home Mortgage offers a wide variety of programs ranging from conventional, government, and portfolio loans, plus construction and lot loans. Our Integrity Home Mortgage team of Talbot Green, Braxton Green, and Joanne Weir offer over 50 years of experience and is committed to providing you with superior customer service.
To get started, call me, Braxton Green, at 526-8260.
Braxton Green, NMLS 222-3878. For informational purposes only, Integrity Home Mortgage Corporation is an equal housing lender, NMLS 208516.
North Carolina State Parks is proud to announce that they have partnered with the Hometown Strong program. Our visitor centers are now equipped with public Wi-Fi to help kids with school. Remote learning has become a critical public health measure in maintaining social distance and continuing to educate our young people. Take advantage of Wi-Fi and a hike at Goose Creek State Park or a day trip to the beach and access remote learning at Fort Macon State Park. For more information, visit hometownstrong.nc.gov.
Flight by Yuengling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yuengling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass. Raise the bar. Flight by Yuengling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yuengling & Son Incorporated. Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Before anyone walks into your business, the outside is what they see. Make sure your first impression is a good impression with the right curb appeal. Hi, this is Daniel Andrews from Dan Andrews Lawn Service. We specialize in making your business look great. Let us handle all your professional landscaping needs. We do it all so you don't ever have to worry. Residential services are also available. Call us today at 717-8006 and we'll come out and give you a free quote. Taking care of your landscaping needs is all we do, and we've been doing it for over 20 years. You can trust our reliable team at Dan Andrews Lawn Service, covering all of Eastern North Carolina.
Are you one of the estimated 17 million people in the U.S. suffering from dry eye disorders that are not resolved using over-the-counter or prescription eye drops? Ask ArcPoint Labs about Serum Tears, a natural dry eye solution. At ArcPoint Labs, Serum Tears are tailor-made for you, from a quick blood draw, providing a sterile and natural option to help those with dry eye conditions. Contact your ophthalmologist or optometrist for a prescription, or contact ArcPoint Labs to help you find one. Visit ArcPoint Labs' new location on Dixon Avenue near the intersection of Arlington Boulevard, or schedule online at arcpointlabs.com.
I'm Donald Stocks, owner of PIP Marketing Signs Print. We are your one-stop shop for just about anything printed. If we're not your go-to printer, please give us a call at 355-1636. We have over 80 5-star Google reviews and want you to be our next more than satisfied and well-pleased customer. Check us out at growitpip.com or stop in to see us at 3185 Mosley Drive in Greenville. Pip, where business goes to grow.
University Book Exchange, UPE for ECU, University Book Exchange. University Book Exchange, UPE for ECU, University Book Exchange.
Greenville Utilities electric customers will soon be able to receive text notifications in the event of power outages. Enrollment is automatic, so make sure GUC has your cell phone number by signing into your account at GUC.com, then update the information in your user profile. Want to talk with someone instead? Call 252-752-7166 during business hours. 252-752-7166. Update us so we can update you. Visit GUC.com for more information.
Pirate Radio.
It's great to be on. This is an honor. You know, Pirate Radio is kind of a cult following around North Carolina, so I'm excited.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by First Bank. Together with our customers, we're creating a world where individuals and communities thrive. Visit the First Bank location on Arlington Boulevard in Greenville for all your personal and business banking needs. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back for the latest breaking news, interesting stories, and awesome contests that can make you a winner. Be sure to follow Pirate Radio on our social media on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at PR927FM. Join the over 61,000 followers today. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip.
Back with you on Pirate Radio Live here on a Tuesday. Get you ready for the Pirate baseball season coming up in Hour 3 of today's show with Cliff Godwin, head baseball coach of the Pirates. They'll get their season underway coming up this Friday. So we'll be live on the air as they throw out the first pitch. Chandler, you going to be here or at Clark LeClaire on Friday?
I will be here, but I will be making my way out to Clark LeClaire after the show.
Excellent. I will be out there Saturday and Sunday. So looking forward to some Pirate baseball. We'll break it all down with Cliff Godwin coming up in about 20 minutes or so. As I was going through some Jeff Charles calls and played a lot of classic football moments yesterday, played some hoops moments earlier in this show, I was just looking at different files. Actually, after basketball tomorrow night in Minji's, we'll play some sports trivia at AJ's for about an hour and a half or so. So if you want to come out after the game, head on over to AJ's. We'll have a good time. But I'm going to have a Jeff Charles round on guests that he had on from the booth over the years. And so I put together that. But I was looking through the files, and I found this one. And Jeff, we talked about it yesterday, was very kind of – in fact, I remember he did an Inside the Booth where he said, just give me the scores. Like he was tired of the talking head shows everywhere and everything and screaming back and forth, the fake arguments and stuff you see on ESPN and Fox Sports 1. But he very rarely got on the old soapbox and talked about things. But I found this one, and this is towards the end of the 2015 football season, the end of the Ruffin McNeil era. And I guess the Boo Birds were out at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium. And again, Jeff usually kind of just let things slide. But he wanted to address this situation. And I played it for Troy earlier, and he said it's a timeless message. So you can kind of take out the year and the coach, Ruffin McNeil, the people involved, because that particular situation is in the past now. Nothing you can do to change that, but something that can be applied, I don't know, in the future. But I want to play that. This is from November 2015, Jeff Charles kicking off his From the Booth show with this.
There's a couple of things I would like to get out of the way right at the top of the show. And number one, personally, this has been bothering me for a few days, and I know it bothers a lot of folks. And I wanted to address this subject before we start our show tonight, and it was the booing that went on at the stadium in East Carolina's last football game against USF. Quite frankly, folks, it was embarrassing, and it was an embarrassing moment, an embarrassing game on a lot of different fronts. But the behavior of, again, not that many Pirate fans. There are a few, and they are the minority of Pirate fans who, for whatever reason, are booing and really booed a lot more than usual. In fact, I can't remember booing at a game as much as what we witnessed this last game on Saturday night. And just a couple of things I wanted to touch on. Number one, it's classless to do that. Number two, how about all of the recruits who were at the game and talking with Coach Ruffin McNeil and folks who were involved, obviously, in the recruiting process this past week? Do you realize there were right at 100 recruits at this game? They were down on the sideline, on the Pirate sideline throughout the game. And then they hear all this booing. And I've heard from a number of different fans, and they've said, oh, no, we weren't booing the players. We were booing the coaches. Well, number one, don't boo the players, please. Please don't also boo the coaches. I mean, they are doing the very best they can, and they are working hard. I can't tell you how hard these guys are working. And then you have the recruits down there. What in the world do you think is going through the minds of the recruits coming to East Carolina, and they're hearing ECU's fans boo their own team and boo their own coaches? Can you imagine what's going through their minds? And listen to this part of the equation as well. These kids are being recruited by North Carolina State, maybe Virginia Tech, maybe Clemson, a lot of different schools, Appalachian State, Charlotte, Old Dominion. They're being recruited by all of these schools, so they're taking recruiting visits every week to a school somewhere. And their lasting impression of East Carolina is the fact that their fans boo the team and they boo the players, and then maybe the next week they go to Old Dominion or Appalachian State and people are very supportive and cheering their team. What do you think's going through the mind of those recruits? So if you're some of the folks who are booing the players or coaches, please note you're having a big effect on the attitude that some of these recruits are having, and that is not good. It is a difficult situation here to recruit in any sport at East Carolina. And folks here always roll out the red carpet for the recruits. It's the lifeblood, as we all know, of any college athletics program. And we need everybody in the same boat rowing together, making a great impression for these kids who come in here, many of whom this is the first time they've ever walked on the campus. So I can't imagine what they think when they walk out of that football game and they hear all this booing that's going on. And I was talking with someone the other day. You know, folks, this used to never happen at East Carolina, and I can attest to that because I've been here a long time. I've been here for 28 years. And even during the tough years, Steve Logan had some tough years. We all know that John Thompson had 2 really tough years here. Art Baker had a tough year his last year here, which was my first year here. Skip Holtz even had some tough times. I mean, if you are a coach, you're going to have some tough times, and you are going to have some tough years. And the Pirates are going through that this year. But I can never remember in all of those years and all of those tough times hearing the booing that we're hearing now. I don't understand it. I think it has something to do with society today and the way things have changed, is the way people look at sports. But please remember this. These are college kids. This is college football. This isn't professional sports. And if people want to go to a Hornets game or a Hurricanes game or any other type of professional sporting event, and you want to boo guys making millions of dollars who are grown men, 30 years old, then that's a different story. But please remember, these are college kids. This is college football, and these kids are working as hard as they can every day. These coaches are working as hard as they can every single day. And a lot of things have happened with this football program this year. The injuries, a big part of it. So please bear that in mind. And when the Pirates play this last home game against the University of Cincinnati, let's all be very positive if we can to this football team and this coaching staff. It's been a tough year, and the last thing that they need is for this kind of conduct and this kind of behavior going on in the stadium.
That is Jeff Charles from 2015, towards the tail end of the football season, towards the tail end of the Ruffin McNeil era. And just a message there to the fans and Troy D here in the Pirate Radio studios. Troy, we played that earlier today. I had forgotten about it. I was playing it. You came in and you said kind of a timeless message. You can take out the coaches' names and the game itself and the particular dates, but kind of something that, I don't know, maybe you can use moving forward, perhaps.
Never hurts to keep things positive. And that is a good message regardless of the situation. And, I thought Jeff was right on the money on that. I think I've never been, we've said this before one time, we haven't heard it in a long time, but I'm never a fan of people booing your own team. Now, professional sports might be a different deal. People pay a lot of money. They're pros.
You get after the Bears, I'll get after the Commanders.
Yeah, but
easy.
May not be happy at times with what's going on, or you could be disappointed, and you can call in a post-game show and different things. But I've never been a fan of booing your own school. Regardless of the situation or what happens in the game, that's just you can choose not to clap if you don't want to. But I agree with Jeff. I think booing your own school does no good.
And boy, the recruit thing, when he hits it like that, makes a lot of sense. What are you, the coach, then going to tell those 100 guys that were there that no, it's not always like this. Don't ignore that. It's not, that's tough to kind of talk away after you experience
And that was during some dark times in the program too. I remember that.
And times would get much, much, much darker.
Yeah, but that message needed to be said, and hopefully it fell on the right ears.
Yeah,
it's not, as Jeff said too, it was a minority of fans.
Yeah,
and sometimes they may or may not even be true fans of the program. Because I don't know if true fans and people that blood, sweat, and tears would really boo the program. I think it's easier if you don't have an emotional attachment to the school to do that.
Maybe,
in my opinion,
maybe. But yeah, just and again, you can boo. You're not going to get arrested. First Amendment, all that stuff. Yeah. Just kind of a suggestion for you.
Look, you might get in a little tiff with the wife or the daughter occasionally. You're not going to boo your family, right?
Boo them out of the room.
You're not going to boo them. You work it out.
Mike P. With good advice and our tagline here at Pirate Radio: don't boo your own school. Call into a post-game show and complain about them there. Right. That's what we're here for. Take out all your aggression on the players, on me and Billy Weaver and the fifth quarter crew.
Yeah, that's how it's handled professionally.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
Let's not be crazy about this. You don't boo in the stadium.
And give us that audio gold that we have saved here.
Yeah. It's local politics, bud.
So there you go. If you want to complain that the quarterback is only playing because his dad's the PA announcer and Mike Houston is too scared to put in a backup,
we'll take your call.
We're the place to do that.
We are your people.
If you want to be an idiot in the stands and say that, I guess that's on you. That can be your legacy as a fan at Dowdy Ficklin Stadium. But yeah, that's
the cool thing was I was over your shoulder clip when you were playing that, and we've got just this treasure trove. I said we could feed all of our Jeff Charles audio into. And nowadays, I was talking with Glenn about this, just AI bots and stuff. We could create a whole Jeff Charles bot, virtual reality, with all of his, visit with the voices and commentaries and play-by-play. I mean, it's incredible with the amount of audio we have from Jeff.
Yeah. And boy, what a gem that we played earlier, Troy. The Pirates going to the NCAA tournament. How about, and just a shame that, we were only able to hear it that one time from Jeff Charles and two times ever.
A lot of people have only heard about that.
Yeah, right.
It's something that they never experienced. I was lucky enough to experience that clip.
You were there?
I was at the game in the NCAA tournament when ECU played UNC, and it was in Winston-Salem. It was a great game, actually. Lester Lyons played lights out, and East Carolina probably gave North Carolina the best half they had of the whole tournament that year. In the first half, North Carolina would go on to win the national championship that year. So
beat Michigan.
East Carolina, faced the national champion and they can leave with their head hung high after that game.
Shirley, can we hear that one more time? The CAA championship to send East Carolina to the NCAA tournament.
Here's the horn. The Pirates are going to the big dance. The Pirates are going to the NCAA tournament. You can paint this one purple. Coliseum. The number 7 seed East Carolina Pirates are going to the NCAA tournament. The final score, ECU 54, James Madison 49.
And I remember going to those days, we would go up to Richmond and be at the CAA tournament. I'd go with a bunch of buddies from college. We had a great time, and it was a fun little tournament. And to be able to be there in person when we were losing our minds, Clip, back then. I didn't realize how good. Sometimes you never know how good you have it, Clip. When I was in college, I was telling someone this the other day, we were winning conference championships in baseball, going to the NCAA tournament on a regular basis in baseball. We were in basketball. We were in the big dance. In football, we won a Peach Bowl, finished number 9 in the country. I mean, this was all during my college career. I was like, man, East Carolina, this is the place right here, baby. They got it rolling. This is good times.
Yeah.
This is good. Just wait until we 20 years, 30 years from now.
Well, here we are 30 years from now.
Imagine if it's this good right now. Little did I know that would be the mountaintop.
Or is it? Last I checked, we hosted a super regional.
That's true.
In Clark LeClaire Stadium for the first time ever.
We have gone higher in baseball.
Yeah.
We have never gone higher in basketball or football.
Correct.
But baseball keeps climbing that mountain, and we're going to talk to the head mountain climber in charge coming up in a little bit. Can they keep climbing, Clip?
Yeah, that's what we're going to see in 2023 out at Clark LeClaire Stadium. There is a basketball game Wednesday night, Troy D, that hopefully fans can get out, and that's going to be an emotional night in Minges, East Carolina, taking on Cincinnati Wednesday night at 7 o'clock. I saw Pirate Radio post. You probably have the details on this,
about
Troy.
That in a second. But, I mean, was there a better run in college that I think about it? NCAA tournament.
No, Troy, we've gone over it a million times.
I'm just saying how lucky we are.
I know. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about it.
It was just the golden era.
Yeah.
All right.
I feel like we've tied a bow on that and can move on.
Okay.
From that into the future.
If you want to keep talking about it, Cliff, we will.
I'm good on it. Maybe Cliff Godwin want to talk about your days in college for some reason.
It was a great run. We got information today. We had talked to Debbie earlier, Jeff's wife. They are having a private memorial service this weekend just for the family and some invited guests. They are the big public service is going to be actually conducted by ECU, and they are working on details of that. We'll announce that once the university gets it arranged. We're hearing it probably going to be in Minges Coliseum and working on dates and times and things like that. But once the university has all the details, we'll assist them in putting it out there and promoting it. I'm sure there'll be tons of people that would love to attend that. But the thing this weekend is going to be very small and basically just for the family and a few other folks.
10-4. All right, let's get a break in. Cliff Godwin ready to go when we return. Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. Be getting you ready for the 2023 East Carolina baseball season, which gets underway Friday when George Washington comes to town. That's on the way. Hour 3, Pirate Radio Live. Back with you after this.
Here with Jeff Stein at Brown & Wood. Jeff, how can you help people with service in 2023?
We continue to offer free pickup and drop off for the customers, and our customers' time is valuable. So we've added 3 additional Express Lube technicians to reduce wait time. That's our #1 goal for 2023. And please don't forget, we service all makes and models. We're voted #1 in Greenville by the customer. Come see us at 329 Southwest Greenville Boulevard. Brown & Wood, 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 rooftops, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
One line hit left field. The Braves are going to tie it. Here comes Thompson. Tie game. Murphy with a single to left.
Hey, sports fans, one of the most beloved athletes ever to play for the Atlanta Braves, Dale Murphy, is coming to Greenville on Sunday, April 2nd. Table sponsorship and ticket information to a dinner with Dale Murphy is available now at pr927fm.com. Don't miss your chance to meet a living legend and hear Dale Murphy talk about his career, leadership, resilience, integrity, and more. It's a dinner with Dale Murphy, Sunday, April 2nd. Details available now at pr927fm.com.
The winter sale is in full swing at Russell's Clothing in downtown Washington. All sale merchandise has been reduced to 1/2 price. There's no better way to say I love you than with a beautiful gift from Russell's. The selection is good and the prices are great. Or perhaps you'd rather select from our new spring arrivals. That includes beautiful jewelry from Julie Voss, E. Newton, and Brackish. Valentine's Day, Russell's Clothing and the Pirate Nation, a winning combination for creating smiles.
Go Pirates!
This is Holt Nailers. I've been eating at Parker's Barbecue since I was a kid. Now, all these years later, I still love to eat at Parker's. In fact, I love it so much, I bring my entire offensive line with me. They protect me, and I look out for them with great food from Parker's Barbecue. So whether you bring the team like me or just your friends and family, the awesome barbecue, chicken, and seafood at Parker's is a win every time. Parker's Barbecue, where they always treat you like family.
Are you looking for a home loan? Look no further than Amy Goss at Guild Mortgage. Since 1960, Guild Mortgage has partnered with industry professionals to close loans on time and help millions of Americans realize their dreams. Call Amy Goss at Guild Mortgage in Jacksonville, 910-389-4602. Amy Goss is licensed in Florida, Georgia, Maine, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia. Guild Mortgage Company, Equal Housing Opportunity, NMLS 3274. NMLSconsumeraccess.org/for licensing information. Please visit guildmortgage.com/licensing. Guild Mortgage is not affiliated with Pirate Radio.
The Rick House is Eastern North Carolina's premier restaurant and bourbon authority. Jefferson's, Basil Hayden, Woodford Reserve, and a Midwinter Night's Dram are just a few of the incredible bourbon options. The Rick House features the very best steaks and fresh, made-from-scratch pastas. The Rick House can host your corporate event or special parties in the 3,000-square-foot banquet hall. Join the Rick House for Sunday brunch from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and for the wine tastings on the last Friday of every month. The Rick House.
Great. It's 30 degrees in here. This is going to be a cold night.
No one's coming out this late.
I'm on firewood.
Dad! I'll put hot coals in our socks for bedtime. Mom!
Hi, I'm from Delcor Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Got an email about your heat being out?
That was me. I sent it from my phone.
I think your socks are on fire.
Call Delcor today to get a new system installed for less than $100 a month. Offer expires soon. Go to DelcorInc.com. Monthly fee based on new system financing is 9.9% APR for 120 months. Call Delcor for details.
Do you want to get rid of wrinkles, tighten and lift your skin, smooth your skin texture, erase veins and brown spots, get rid of unwanted hair and under-eye fat pads? Are you interested in Botox or filler? Contact the licensed professionals at Beauty Bar Medi Spa for a free consultation and ask about our newest technologies and treatments. Learn more at beautybarmedispa.com, Red Banks Road, Greenville. Enjoy your visit, love your transformation, and go Pirates!
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Hey, Pirate Nation. Integrity Home Mortgage is here. If you're looking to purchase a home, contact Talbot Green, Braxton Green, and Joanne Weir today. The Integrity Home Mortgage team offers over 50 years of experience and is committed to providing you with the superior customer service you deserve before, during, and after your real estate transaction. To get started, contact Talbot Green, Braxton Green, or Joanne Weir. Integrity Home Mortgage, Pirates supporting Pirates. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
All right, Shirley, counting down the days and hours now until ECU baseball season. It'll be East Carolina and George Washington. The baseball season is back, and Troy D to talk about it. We've got the head baseball coach of the Pirates, Cliff Godwin, joining us here in the Pirate Radio studios. Coach, good to see you.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Hey, happy Valentine's Day. Thanks for spending it with us. This is very special.
I feel like we do this often.
I forgot it was Valentine's.
Well, look, what a beautiful day, mid-February here, just absolutely gorgeous. You got to love I wouldn't be doing my job if I wasn't asking you this, Coach. You got to love the weather today, right?
It was awesome. It was really nice. It's been, to be honest with you, the preseason's been great as far as being mild and stuff, and we've been able to get a lot of work in on the field.
Of course, season scheduled to start Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And
of course,
looking ahead.
Just mention that.
Yeah, cold rain.
But your Troy,
your thoughts.
That's his first go-to. Like, I mean, does it get old? Does it?
Not for him.
No, I'm sorry.
No.
Well, hey,
I can't help
I
asking
spoke
what-
to Joey Perry today. The rain's going to get out between 4 and 6 o'clock.
Perfect.
And it's going to be around 50. So opening day, 50 degrees. I mean, I think we'll all take it.
Yeah. How excited are you this year? It seems like the energy there's quite a buzz this season, right?
There is a lot of buzz for sure. I mean, you sell out the banquet in like 7 hours or whatever, and it was an awesome event, and I think people are fired up, which is awesome for our guys. Our guys have done a great job, and just excited for them to get out there and compete against somebody else.
We've enjoyed talking to the players on the Delcor Players Lounge. Jacob Jenkins Cowart, quite a character, but Lane Hoover, Josh Moylan, Josh Groves, among others. Garrett Saylor has been a lot of fun, Coach. And once again, just the caliber of people you bring into the program can be seen in a number of ways, what they do in the classroom, what they do interacting with the fans. But been fun to talk to those guys, and the longer they're around, the more they start to act like you, which is that's a compliment. That's a good thing. But it looks like you got another great cast of characters on the team this year.
Yeah, those guys are great guys. They're also great ambassadors for East Carolina University. I tell people all the time when they get done and then they want to look into hire somebody, like I'd hire these guys. I mean, I know them as good as anybody and what they've done in the weight room, on the field, in the classroom. And, I was talking to Evan Krasinski today, and he said he got a job with a moving company. And after a week, they were like, man, you worked so hard. And he was like, I just did what you told me to do. Like, how hard is this? But that's the thing, they can go out into the real world and really make an impact.
You mentioned the baseball banquet selling out in a record time, and what an awesome event, great kickoff event, a great tradition that you guys have started. And that money raised goes directly to your program,
right?
For different needs that you have, and I know kind of people are kind of shocked at how well you guys fundraised over there with that. What did the final numbers come to this year?
I think we raised around $80,000. We had a donor that write a $30,000 check, which I didn't count that because we just put that into the facility renovation.
Mm-hmm.
But this stuff allows our guys to, all the technology stuff from Rapsodo to TrackMan to a new pitching machine, any kind of video technology, also meals, anything that we might go above and beyond from our budget, we're able to use that stuff, and it allows our guys to be treated like the best conferences in the country financially, which is the way I want it because I think our guys deserve it for what they've done on the field.
Well, you got a top 20 program, and do you want them
top 20?
Oh, top 10. I was going to say it depends on the poll.
Well, I mean, I'm not
got to keep the chip on your shoulder.
I'm not talking.
I'm saying you want to have top 20 facilities
historically. So we're hosting regionals for 4 straight years. So we're at least top 16 program.
All right, let me rephrase it. You have an elite program for baseball in the country. You want elite facilities, correct?
Elite facilities, elite players, elite coaches, all of it.
And part of that is the upgrade. A lot of people have seen the thing that they want to build for the indoor practice facility for really all sports, but predominantly football. But you're part of that upgrade with new locker rooms down the third base line. There's a whole new facility that's being once it's funded, it can get started. Let's discuss that a little bit, what that means to the program, what it is, and what the numbers are right now, because you got a lot of people listening that may not know about it that could contribute.
Right. So I'd say we have about half of it raised right now, committed, around 3.5. I think the total project's going to be somewhere around 7. It's going to expand down the third base line. So basically the coaches' offices are going to push down the third base line, but then you'll have premium seating, which we don't have much of at Clark LeClaire Stadium. So an area for some people to have premium seating and premium drinks and premium fun over there on the third base side.
And you've been a big proponent of that all along.
Even before you could sell alcohol.
I know. You were banging that drum before it was even allowed.
Yeah. It's going to allow our players to have a bigger locker room, our athletic trainer to have a bigger training room with a cold and hot tub. So when you talk about the needs of our players and taking care of them, keeping them on the field, Zach Womack's going to have a nicer area. We're going to have a nicer team room. Right now we use a team room to have team meetings and also have team meals in the same room. We'll have a different room for our players to have a nutrition station and also have team meals, so we're not like trying to vacuum the area that we're having team meetings. So a professional locker room, so when Alec Burleson's living in town, he'll have his own locker. It'll be connected to the coach's locker room. So really a lot of it's for the players but also for the fans.
Is the indoor football facility there, as I said, they want to let other sports use it too, although football may have first crack at it. Is that something that the baseball team would benefit from? I've seen an indoor facility at Next Level that they have, like a little infield. Is that if it's raining and no one else is using it, is that something you guys could benefit from, or are you better off just staying in the cages and you're?
No, we could definitely benefit from it. And if it's really bad weather, you're talking about you could have infield practice.
Right.
You could have first and third defense, punt defense. You're not probably going to be able to go live in there, but you'll be able to do some team defensive stuff. When I was at Ole Miss, they of course have an indoor practice facility, so if it was bad weather, we'd be able to go in there. But you also have other sports that are spring sports,
right?
Lacrosse and softball and other sports that are, I'm sure, going to want to use it as well.
But it could be an asset to you guys also.
Yeah, it's just a scheduling nightmare for whoever's going to be doing that.
Well, got to keep JJ busy.
Cliff Godwin joining us today on Pirate Radio Live, getting ready for the 2023 season. Coach, you mentioned how you've been able to get some good work in with the weather we've been having. So how about the scrimmages, the competition? I talked to Mully and other people that have seen your practices. They say every second of it is a competition in one way, shape, or form. So how's the competition been between your own squad so far this year?
It's been great. I mean, I've said this a lot. This group has done a really good job of going out and doing what we need to do at the highest level. I think they reflected on how we started last year, the older guys, and they're like, hey, man, we don't want to start off like that again. So they've had a ton of intent, energy, and whatever we've done. And this group's ready. We got a couple more days of practices, but this group's ready to go and play somebody else.
Coach, Kenny online is asking us what it meant to you to bring a super regional to Greenville last year in the atmosphere. I guess ECU has been hosted super regionals before, never in Greenville though.
Right.
So this was a watershed moment.
Yeah, there's a couple people have asked me that before, and as a coach, man, it's tough to sit back and reflect and kind of go, hey man, that was an awesome moment. But for me to be a part of the first ever super regional team when we played in Kinston at Granger Stadium and be a player on that team, and then now be a part of this super regional, the first ever one here at Clark LeClaire. I know Coach LeClaire definitely was smiling down, and man, the environment was super special. I get chill bumps when I talk about it. So we're looking for that kind of atmosphere in the regular season. If we could get that, man, it would be unbelievable. But not just talked about in the region, man, it was talked about nationally, that fan atmosphere that we had.
Cliff Godwin joining us today on Pirate Radio Live. George Washington coming to town this week, Coach. I know, and I can't even hardly get your players to talk about the schedule this year because they're so focused on the next day. But talking to Aaron Fitt from D1 Baseball Friday, I reeled off the, in-state schools, North Carolina, Duke, Charlotte, Wilmington, and he said it's going to be another great year for the state of North Carolina. But this schedule you put together, part of it because of just the region you're in, is always challenging, and you've done that once again here, it looks like.
Yeah, I think on paper, we've put together another very quality schedule. If we play well, then we put ourselves in a good position in postseason. If you don't play well, it doesn't matter who your opponents are. But you're right, living in North Carolina, being a part of East Carolina, being able to play NC State, Carolina, Duke, UNC Wilmington, Campbell, and all of that's within 2 hours.
Yeah.
That's a really...
He said Charlotte's going to be really good. That's a little further out, but in-state.
Yeah, absolutely. Charlotte's going to be really good, and we're actually playing them at a pro park. So I think we play them on a Wednesday, and then we fly out of Charlotte the next day to go to Wichita State.
I think I agree with Cliff. You've done an awesome job with the schedule this year, and could you help scheduling for football? I'd love to play these teams in football too. You have the secret sauce, Coach. So,
well, I really appreciate LA Day event getting us back on the schedule. There was times where we weren't able to play them. We got them back on the schedule, and just so I said this to Troy, I know Troy always wants to drive that wedge between us and Coach A.
What do you mean we're friends? I thought everybody's friends.
Yeah, we are friends. I got a chance to spend a lot of time with him this summer when we were in the States with Team USA. He helped out our staff, and he's actually a really good dude. He just wears the wrong color, so he's been super supportive.
I've so much time has gone by. They say time heals all wounds.
Right.
I forgot what the beef was with him.
It was the rain out in Raleigh.
That's it. Thank you for reminding me.
The clear skies rain out.
It was a beautiful day like this, and we had a rain out. Yes, that's right. Thank you for reminding me. That's good. Well, I'm glad they're back on the schedule.
I had a joke that there were snakes on the field, and it really took off, and people started believing that, actually.
And the state game here and in Raleigh, ESPNU national TV this year, I always thought, man, ESPN, I'm surprised they haven't got more and more college baseball games on national. Just kind of made a bigger deal about it like they make football.
I know.
I saw someone post online, why isn't there a college game day once a week for baseball, D1 baseball?
Well, I think there's definitely enough traction where they should start moving towards that for sure.
Yeah,
but
it's great programming.
Absolutely.
And readily available the games on ESPN Plus. You can watch a lot of college baseball now. Coach, the LeClaire Classic, another great field. Seems like we always get a good Big Ten team in here. In Indiana, that team this year at Georgetown, but Long Beach State. I mean, I think about growing up watching the College World Series and seeing those LB hats, and that's kind of a traditional power coming in here. That's going to be really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. We're definitely excited about getting that group here together, and it's another quality field, and we've been able to do that for the past few years as well.
Going to be awesome. That coming up on March the 3rd. It opens up with George Washington. I think I know the answer to this, Coach, but have you looked at George Washington?
I haven't. I know you know me well enough, and telling our new players too that we're totally focused on ourselves. And yes, we'll have scouting reports and we'll go over George Washington later in the week. But right now, we're just worried about getting better ourselves.
How are you doing health-wise? I know there's been a couple black eyes, a couple busted lips, but other than that, is everybody that stuff can heal up pretty quick? How are you doing health?
No black eyes or busted lips, but busted knee twice. I think everybody's heard I had an infection after I had the first surgery. So the toughest thing has not been, well, the rehab's been tough because of the antibiotics. I don't know if people realize when you're on those strong of antibiotics, it just kills everything. It kills everything in your body, so the good and the bad bacteria. So my energy levels have not been up to speed, but our coaching staff has done a tremendous job, and our players. I mean, this group has really handled their business at the highest level.
You mentioned elite coaching as part of that elite you wanted to be at, and you've been able to keep the staff together, which has been amazing with Coach Palumbo, Austin Knight coming back, and Colby Bortles as well. So how about being able to keep those guys together, Coach? How important is that in all the success you've had over the last few years?
It's been super important. I mean, Jeff's been, a staple in our program. I mean, he's the first guy I called when I was going to be hired at East Carolina because I knew what type of person he was, what type of recruiter, what type of coach. I mean, he's the X factor behind the scenes. And you look also Blake Hardergree and Heath Blackman. I mean, those guys behind the scenes. He's the director of player development, and Blake's our director of baseball operations. The banquet goes off, now smooth sailing. And I told Blake, I was like, I'm glad I didn't have all this trouble health-wise your first year because it wouldn't have done that. But now he handles all that stuff, and he's just a rock star.
Awesome stuff. Cliff Godwin here. I want to get into some of the personnel, some of the players. You want to take a break?
Yeah, let's do that.
We'll come back. We'll talk about that. Go around the diamond, talk about who will be on the mound and more with Cliff Godwin, ECU head baseball coach. A lot more to go here on Pirate Radio Live. We'll be back with you after this.
If you wake up in the morning with a backache, feeling more tired than you did when you went to bed, you probably need a new mattress. And the best place to get that mattress is Factory Mattress. Hi, I'm Kirk Smith, General Manager. For more than 40 years, Factory Mattress has been Greenville and Wilson's local mattress dealer. We guarantee the lowest price on the area's best selection with over 50 models to choose from. No seconds or overruns. Factory Mattress offers only first quality direct from the manufacturer. Sealy Posturepedic, Beauty Rest, Stearns & Foster, and Tempur-Pedic. The most highly trained sales associates with over 60 years of combined experience. Same as cash financing with zero interest up to 48 months and free local delivery. Face it, to have a good day, you've got to have a good night. So sleep better knowing you saved money at Factory Mattress, locally owned on Greenville Boulevard in Greenville, on Forest Hills Road in Wilson, on the web at factorymattressusa.com, and a proud member of Pirates Supporting Pirates.
Be sure to check out David Price Construction for all of your commercial or custom residential renovation and building needs. Run by ECU alumni, David Price Construction specializes in commercial projects, maintenance on facilities, and large-scale residential renovations and additions. Proud to be voted the Remodeler of the Year by the Home Builders Association of Raleigh-Wake County in 2018 and Best Business Commercial Remodel Project winner for 2020. David Price Construction, the proud ECU Home Services partner.
At Papa John's, we start with better. Like marinated oven roasted chicken tossed in our new hot lemon pepper sauce kind of better. And now you can find them on the Papa Pairings menu. Get 2 or more Papa Pairings favorites for just $6.99 each, only from Papa John's.
Hey, Pirate fans, Papa John's is the MVP move for game day or any day. Place your order online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, better ingredients, better pizza. Go Pirates!
Love is in the air at your CBD store. Enjoy in-store Valentine's bundles to mix and match the perfect pair for body and mind. Our CBD is award-winning, third-party tested, and only available at your CBD store, Greenville. Make your CBD store your go-to spot for natural sleep, recovery, and overall wellness. Your CBD store, 420 East Arlington Boulevard, and call ahead for pickup at 999-5127.
Must be 18 years of age. This statement has not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Saturday, April 8th, the NC Strut Masters Championship is back. Presented by Leopold and coming back to Farmville. Turkey hunters from all over the country are headed east to put their skills to the test, and the top scoring birds will win big cash prizes up to $30,000. Plus live performances by Nate Hosey and the Carolina Treat Band. A weigh-in will be held at R.A. Wood Farms, 39 Vanderford Thomas Road in Farmville, North Carolina. Registration is now open for two-man teams at ncstrutmasters.com. Brought to you by Sam Jones Barbecue, Big Rock Power Sports and Marine, Mossy Oak, Spring Hill Outfitters, Carolina Caliber, Mossberg, Doug Henry of Farmville, and Hayden Outdoors Real Estate. Deadline to register is April 3rd, or the first 165 teams. And we'll see you there for the NC Strut Masters Championship.
The icy treat that can't be beat is Sparky Snowballs. From big kids to little kids, Sparky Snowballs has been making smiles happen for over 20 years. If you're not in the mood to chill out with a snowball, Sparky's funnel cakes and fried Oreos are a perfect Sparky-licious treat every time. Are you having an event, party, or fundraiser? Call Sparky's to come on site. Remember to follow Sparky's on Facebook or visit SparkySnowballs.com to see where they'll be next.
Welcome aboard the Pirate Ship of Fun.
Pirate Radio,
Prepare for the adventure of a lifetime.
the voice of the pirate nation. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Do you want to get rid of wrinkles, tighten and lift your skin, smooth your skin texture, erase veins and brown spots, and get rid of unwanted hair? Are you interested in Botox or filler? Contact the licensed professionals at Beauty Bar Medi-Spa on Red Banks Road in Greenville. Free consultation is available by calling 752-1406 or visiting beautybarmedispa.com. Enjoy your visit. Love your transformation. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Cliff.
Back with you, Pirate Radio Live. Troy D has a way with words. Cliff, thanks for sticking around despite everything Troy says to you. Unbelievable.
We're friends.
Oh, man. Getting ready for some Pirate baseball coming up this weekend, East Carolina versus George Washington. Coach, you unveiled the starting rotation, and, man, Carter Spivey, I keep going back to it, just the way he matured, in his own words. He said he matured and has improved as a player over these years has been awesome. It's one of the great things about being here and guys sticking it out. And now he was honored with the AAC Pitcher of the Year award last year. And we'll see him coming up on Friday on the mound. How's he done this offseason?
He's done great, you know. I know AK said it, but I told AK before he met with Brian Bailey that I had revealed the starting rotation earlier than I'd ever done it, so the media could stop asking that question the rest of the week.
You're starting to get soft.
No, I am, yeah. I know that you think I'm old, but I'm always younger than you. So
usually you wait for Igo to give out his guess, and then you just change it. You make sure he's wrong.
Even if he's right, you'll switch it up just to make him look stupid.
But back to Spivey, you know, I couldn't be more proud of, you know, him and just the way he's gone about his career and stuck it out. And persevered through a lot of adversity for the first 3 years, and then becoming the AAC Pitcher of the Year, and then earning the Friday night role. And as we talk about all the time, rents due every day. So, we got some good other pitchers with just Savage and Groves going on the weekend as well, and other guys too that are not in the rotation. So just want him to keep being himself because he's done a tremendous job.
Talking to these guys, hear some of them speak at the banquet, and then talking to some of the guys that we have here in studio with us, it's amazing the amount of comeback stories like a lot of these guys have, where a number of them were on the verge of exiting the program, but you gave them a second chance, and they all have like this redemption story.
Well, I would say that I was like that when I played for Coach O. I redshirted, and then Coach LeClaire came in and talked about going to Omaha and playing in the College World Series, and I was like, I just redshirted on a bad team, and this guy's talking about playing in the College World Series. I better do something really good quickly, or I'm probably not going to be here.
Trey Savage is a guy who now has I don't know, the stereotype on him is you put the bases loaded, send him out there, and he'll get you out of a jam. It's amazing how he pitches under pressure. But how about him, Coach, him growing another year this offseason? How's he looking?
He's worked so hard with Coach Knight on developing other pitchers. He's not just a two-pitch guy anymore. He's gotten a slider, cutter, also a split finger for lefties, along with his breaking ball, and his fastball command's gotten so much better. I think he threw 64 pitches on Saturday, and 48 were strikes. To be a power pitcher and to be able to throw that many strikes is pretty impressive. He controls the running game, and he works like he wants to pitch in the big leagues. So, pretty special guy there.
A lot of hot topics with the other kind of two big sports, football and basketball on campus and across the country, has been NIL and the transfer portal. How much of that has affected baseball? You don't hear it as much with baseball, but I got to imagine it's still out there and it's still a factor. But how much are you having to deal with that on both those issues?
Well, I mean, it's real life. It's a part of, what we're dealing with. I don't think we're dealing with it at the level. I know we're not dealing with it at the level that some of the Power 5 conferences are. I mean, they're shelling out money, recruiting players illegally. It's just amazing to me that the NCAA allows this to go on. Technically, it goes on all sports, but if you offer a recruit NIL money before they get there, technically that's illegal, but everybody's doing it.
And nobody's enforcing that, right?
Nobody's enforcing it. I will tell you this, Coach Godwin will not offer a recruit NIL money. Will not promise him that. I would love for guys that have been in our program like Lane Hoover, Garrett Saylor, Carter Spivey for 5 years and done it the right way to be able to make money off NIL because they've earned it. I'm in a business of you get what you earn, and that's the way I was raised. So we've had a ton of guys that have been extremely loyal to our program, like Carter Spivey and others, when they could have gone somewhere else. And that goes back to the culture that we have and the older guys passing along the culture to the younger guys each and every year.
Have you had to change the way you do recruiting, or have you kind of stuck, this is how we're going to do it and this is our way, and if people don't want to do it this way, they're not going to be in the program?
We've maneuvered a little bit. I mean, we have a couple guys that came in the transfer portal, but a lot of that came because of the draft and a couple high school kids not showing up. That will not be the foundation of our program. You can't have culture and bring in 20 guys from outside programs. It just can't happen. You can bring in pieces, and that's the one thing with the guys that came in through the transfer portal this year with Willie Lumpkin, Tyler Brott, and Jonathan Childress. The guys fit in with our guys, and Coach Palumbo, Coach Knight did a great job bringing in great human beings that could also help us on the team, and they've meshed extremely well with our guys.
Cliff Godwin joining us, Coach. Parker Bird, we've had him in to tell his story, but how about the baseball story now that he could end up being? We saw he's out there, he's taking swings, doing things like that. So how's he doing, and what kind of role does he have on your team right now?
He was at practice today. He does a lot of his stuff with his dad, and I think he's also working with Spencer Brickhouse over at Young's. He's really just continued to learn the function of that prosthetic, and I think he's actually been taking some swings left-handed because it makes it a little bit easier to hit left-handed. But I tell people all the time, I'd never bet against that guy, so he's working extremely hard. He's going to school actually part-time so that this year doesn't count towards his clock. and continue to work his tail off. And he's a true inspiration to our guys, just showing up to practice. And look, we have a team meeting, and he'll tell the guys what they need to hear. It's like another coach on the field.
And we've had a chance, been fortunate enough to talk to him here. I mean, what an incredible story. And he's not one of these guys that wants you to feel sorry for him. I mean, he's just, hey, I'm not going to be special because I've had an accident. I'm going to be special because I made the baseball team, and I'm a factor. And I just think it's going to be an incredible story because I've seen this kid's work ethic, and if anybody can do it, I think he's going to be one to do it. And when it happens, it's going to be amazing.
Absolutely. And I'll be right there with him in the fight, whatever he needs. And, our entire support staff, or strength coach, Coach Wilson's working with him, and he's working out over at Young's, like I said, and just working his tail off.
You talked earlier about the culture of your program. I mean, you spent years kind of developing that, and it's really important to you that you bring the right guys in for that culture because, a couple wrong guys could, bad – what do they say?
Bad apple.
Bad apple can spoil the bunch type of deal.
Yeah.
So that's real important. Good culture lends to good chemistry. Good chemistry, adds eventually, hopefully, working together as a team and victories. You guys have been right there. Is this chemistry, other the guys we've talked to say this team's chemistry seems to be better than they've even seen before?
It's definitely been better to this point in the season. Now, Friday we run 9 guys on the field for the first time. Before that, both sides are playing, so you have, 2 different squads on the inner squad, and we've talked about our triangle with the trust, being selfless, and the communication piece, and if we can hold that together throughout the season, then I definitely think this group has a chance to be special.
Can we go around the diamond real quick, Troy?
Yeah, let's do it.
If you don't mind.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about backstop, Coach. And heard a lot about Ryan McChrystal this offseason, but also Justin Wilcoxon. So you got depth at a lot of different places, but that includes catcher, right? So how do you feel about your old position there?
J-Dub's going to start on Friday, and the biggest reason is he's done an unbelievable job, but Ryan's having a little bit of a back issue right now, so it's tough for him to swing the bat. He actually can catch. He caught 4 innings yesterday in the inner squad, but it's just tough for him to swing right now. So we're hoping to get him full strength soon, but I'm not sure he'll be full strength for this weekend. But when both of those guys are healthy, I mean, I don't know if there's any other team in the country that have 2 backstops as good as those guys. Where else do you want to go?
And Wilcoxon out of Raleigh, North Carolina, Millbrook product.
That's correct. That's correct.
Well done there, Troy.
Yeah. Is that where you went? Is that where you went?
That's where I would have gone to school if I went to public school.
Okay,
yes.
I got you.
So it's kind of my de facto. It was. That's my de facto. My secondary school.
He didn't go to Conley or Green Central there, Coach.
Yeah.
Josh Moylan at first. We talked to Josh. He knows that he has to earn his spot every day because he said Cam Clonch. He also said there's a young bat coming up. So you've got some options there at first base, it sounds like.
Yeah, Josh has done a good job. He had a really good fall, and he's been in a much better headspace than he was the entire spring last year, which, as we all know, the game of baseball is at least 90% mental. So he's been in a good headspace. Clonch has done a tremendous job, and he has pushed him. And then Cam Burgess, who is a freshman, has actually swung the bat well early in the preseason.
How about over at second? Jacob Starling was there last year. Is he back this year?
Yep. Star has had a great preseason. He's worked with Colby Bortles on his swing and shortening it up. His approach is a lot better. He is 100% healthy, where last year this time he wasn't. Even though he was playing a lot, he just wasn't 100% healthy coming off that broken leg.
He's a guy that seems to have a flair for the dramatic big moments.
Yeah.
He likes those big moments.
He does. And, we've talked to him about being more consistent because we think he can be an all-conference, all-American type guy if he can be more consistent at the plate, and I think he will be this year.
How about short, Coach? There's, the $1 million question this year. How are you looking there right now? What are the plans for shortstop?
Joey Barini's done a great job. Nate Chrisman, who's a freshman, has done a great job. Connor Rasmussen, who is maybe the best hitter of that group, is going to, be more of a utility guy, second, third base, if we need him there. But you can see him DH as well. But Joey Barini, a.k.a. Shaq, as I call him, and Nate have done a really good job at shortstop.
AMAC at the hot corner.
AMAC at the hot corner. Dixon Williams has been over there as well. Dixon's a guy that you could see, and his best days are for sure ahead of him.
Jacob Jenkins Cowart making the move to center field. Told us how he caught one on the face, unfortunately, in a scrimmage. But
did he tell you what I told him?
Actually, he told us that off the air. I wasn't going to bring it up.
Yeah. But
you can. If you want to say it, go ahead. What'd you tell him?
Well, that's the type of player he is. He reminds me a lot of Burley. Is you can challenge him, and it was a little pothole out there, and so I mean, when I went out there initially, his face is bleeding, so I had a little bit of sympathy for him, and then he showed me the divot out there that he kind of stepped in, and I'm like, that's like a knee that went into the ground. It's not a hole. That's my thought process. And so then once he was okay, I said, hey, if you're going to play center field, you have to catch the ball. So
that's
if not,
exactly what he told us.
Yeah. So there was some different language in there.
Do you want me to put some sand in that divot?
Lane Hoover back for another year, going to be out in left.
Yep, that's correct. Hoove has been great. Hit a home run the other day. Everybody's all fired up.
All right.
Yep. So, but Hoove's Hoove, man, he makes our team so much better every day. Shows up like he's earning a spot on the team every day. Right field, Carter Cunningham, Luke Nowak, and Riley Johnson, which Riley and Nowak can play center field as well. But all those guys, it's been great competition amongst our guys and healthy. It's not
Riley Johnson healthy.
Yeah, he's 100% healthy. And I've said this a lot. Last year, we could have kept him going, but I didn't think it was fair to him because he wasn't 100% healthy. So he had surgery last spring and had a medical red shirt.
We had some great questions from the listeners for the guys. One of them was, who is somebody we don't know a lot about, maybe a newcomer, maybe a guy that didn't get a lot of playing time last year that could step up this year? Several of the guys we talked to said Nowak, and I remember him pinch running some last year, but the guys on the team seem to really like what he's brought to the table this offseason.
Well, he's the fastest guy on our team. So, I mean, when he is running down the first base line, if you hestate on the infield, he's safe. I mean, he's 4 flat pretty consistently, which, if you're not a baseball person, that is elite speed. He's swung the bat well. He's still working defensively to be the defender he's capable of. But, played in the summer up in the Cal Ripken League, was an all-star. That was a tremendous opportunity for him and for him to get a lot of at-bats up there.
Good stuff. Want to ask a little bit about pitching. Stick around another second.
Yeah.
Shirley, we got anything to give away today? All right, well, let's do it. Hit the Bubba Sparks.
Booty, 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 booty everywhere. Booty, 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 booty everywhere.
All right, the booty bag is open for business. Shirley, what are we giving away on this Tuesday?
A $15 gift card to A.J. McMurphy's.
All right, we'll be out playing sports trivia after ECU and Cincinnati on Wednesday night, so come out for a post-game celebration at AJ's. Shirley, what caller are you looking for?
I'm going to go with caller 8.
Caller 8, 317-1250. We're back with more Cliff Godwin when we return on Pirate Radio Live after this.
Do you want to get rid of wrinkles, tighten and lift your skin, smooth your skin texture, erase veins and brown spots, get rid of unwanted hair and under-eye fat pads? Are you interested in Botox or filler? Contact the licensed professionals at Beauty Bar MediSpa for a free consultation and ask about our newest technologies and treatments. Learn more at beautybarmedispa.com, Red Banks Road, Greenville. Enjoy your visit, love your transformation, and go Pirates!
Hey Pirate Nation, Lindsay Gray here with Carolina Caliber. In 1960, my granddaddy started his firearm business right here in Eastern NC. Still family owned and operated, we have the area's largest selection for outdoor shooting sports and accessories and are one of the nation's top firearm dealers. At Carolina Caliber, we have everything you need from hunting, home defense, and personal protection, including a wide variety for ladies and youth. We buy, sell, and trade. It's a time-honored tradition. Visit us at Carolina Caliber on Fire Tower Road in Winterville.
Your vehicle is a big part of your life. That's why you should trust the team at Greenville Auto World for all your vehicle needs. Greenville Auto World believes in fair prices, superior service, and treating customers right. Visit GreenvilleAutoWorld.net to see their fully stocked inventory of SUVs, trucks, and cars. Need a lift kit, custom rims, or wheels? Greenville Auto World can upgrade your vehicle today. For sales or service, visit Greenville Auto World on Highway 43 in Greenville. Do you ever talk to yourself about where to eat today, and then you hear
Warren's Hot Dogs.
Then you're thinking, yeah, 2 hot dogs, chips, and a drink for only $6.25 would be awesome.
Warren's Hot Dogs.
And maybe some homemade lemonade, perhaps a pizza or a sub, and definitely an apple or peach turnover.
Warren's Hot Dogs.
Don't overthink where to eat today. Go to Warren's Hot Dogs in Greenville across from Ron Ayers or in Chocowinity next to the fire station. Warren's Hot Dogs, serving the Pirate Nation since 1991. Go Pirates!
University PC Care in Greenville and New Bern has been serving the tech repair needs of Eastern North Carolina since 2006. And as one of the only Apple-authorized service providers east of Raleigh, all our technicians are Apple certified, and we only use genuine Apple parts. Your iPhone and Mac warranties are safe with us. Have questions or need service? Call 252-558-1280 or visit us online at universitypccare.com. University PC Care, your one-stop shop for service on everything Apple.
Take your comfort to unprecedented levels during Bostic Sugg Furniture's President's Day Motion event. Need to relax, recline, and unwind? Now at Bostic Sugg, enjoy savings on all our top furniture brands. Plus, for a limited time, when you buy any Motion furniture item, you'll get a second Motion furniture item at 40% off. Rest and relaxation has never been easier. Find yours for less during the President's Day Motion event. On now at Bostic Sugg Furniture.
Come pop a top at Jarvis Street Bottle Shop. Jarvis Street Bottle Shop is a specialty shop selling craft, domestic, and import brews, along with wine and growlers. Hosting a tailgate? Stop by the shop and grab a keg for your party or event. The Bottle Shop offers monthly beer and wine tastings featuring rotating NC craft breweries, along with live music and discounts. Stop by the shop Tuesday through Sunday, or check them out on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Scott Harris with RE/MAX Preferred Realty. I've been in Greenville over 25 years. I'm a proud graduate of ECU. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, then give me a call today and let me help make your real estate process fun and easy. I keep it simple and explain the process every step of the way. My goals are your goals. There are no long-term contracts, and you always deal with me from start to finish. The right home starts with the right agent. Call me, Scott Harris, at 347-1857. Go Pirates!
This is Garrett Saylor, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Quality Equipment is your full-service John Deere dealer with 28 locations to serve you. Quality Equipment is open in Winterville next to Sam's Club, or visit qualityequip.com to find the location near you. And congratulations to Mike Penuel of Apex, North Carolina, who picked up the $15 gift card to AJ McMurphy's. The best place in Greenville to unwind after work and have fun is AJ's. They have daily food and drink specials and an awesome patio, perfect for some outdoor dining. There's something for everyone every weeknight, including sports trivia on Wednesday nights with our very own Clip Brock. AJ's has live music every Friday and Saturday with no cover, and brunch every Sunday. Make today an AJ's day. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip.
All right, back with you on Pirate Radio Live. Clip Rock, Troy D, and the head baseball coach of the Pirates, Cliff Godwin here. Coach, I asked you on Media Day about any new rule changes. You talked about a couple of those. There's one in Major League Baseball, and this I saw this today. Alex Cora, manager for the Red Sox, said, wait till you see the new bases. He said they look like a pizza box, to be honest with you, end quote. So that's Major League Baseball. That's not going to change in college, but I haven't seen it yet. Apparently on the field, it could be, you might do a double take when you see the new bases in Major League Baseball.
Yeah, they're not doing that yet in college, but normally it trickles down. So I can for sure see that. And also Major League Baseball, they're continuing on extra innings runner at second base. so that position players don't have to pitch in some games. But we're not doing that. You have a choice, in conference, but we're not doing that. We're playing traditional baseball as of this year. No props. So you won't see a cone or, a cowboy hat.
Can it stay in the dugout, or it just can't come out on the field?
You can't have a prop on the field.
Yeah, so you could have something in the dugout.
Yeah, you could have something in the dugout. And I like our guys to have a good time. I just said, hey, whatever you want to do, just make sure you do it in the dugout. I mean, a couple years ago, they had like the mud room, which connects to our dugout, was like a party room if somebody hit a home run. So they'd close the door and like flip the lights on like real fast and stuff. So
I remember
we won't find. What's the penalty for that? If there is,
you have a warning the first time, and then the second time, the person that is giving the prop is ejected.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I remember that you're talking about changes. The year they changed the ball, that was a big deal back then.
Yeah.
And home runs were like down that year.
Right.
I remember. So
Right.
it seems like people have gotten used to that, though.
Yeah, and I think they've made tweaks with the ball to make it more normal, etc.
Coach Cliff Godwin here with us in studio. Pirates getting ready to open up their season. Hard to believe, but a baseball season is here, opening up this Friday at Clark Clare Stadium. First pitch 4 o'clock against George Washington. So they'll be here all weekend. So I know a lot of people excited that it is baseball season. It's finally here. And Coach, we've been talking all week and since the weekend about our memories of Jeff Charles and how much he meant to this program. You've been around him as for so long too, as a player, as a coach. Just your thoughts on the loss of a legend here.
Yeah, it hit me like it hit everybody else. Like you couldn't believe that you heard the news. And I was telling you guys earlier that the Monday before he passed, we actually had about a 15-minute phone conversation and how excited he was about having a team up in the Great Lakes League up in Ohio, which is a summer league for collegiate players, and it was going to start in 2024. And Clip, just like he did with Clip, he sent me the logos and the uniforms, and he was just so excited about it and just what he's meant to East Carolina athletics. Growing up, when the era that we grew up, Troy, I know you're older than I am, but just listening to him on the radio and just hearing that voice.
Yeah.
And I said this the other day, but Garrett Blackwater does a great impersonation of Jeff Charles. So if you guys need to hear Jeff Charles again, get Garrett Blackwater. He's done it for years to the point of you're like, that's unbelievable.
Yeah.
But
we'll have to bring faux Jeff Charles in. Time's right, maybe.
Yeah. But Jeff was so kind to me and just so great for our university, and he will truly be missed. But his legend will live on forever.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Great comment here on our Facebook page by Johnny. He says, Coach Godwin makes hosting a regional look like an easy task. I hope fans realize what a tremendous accomplishment it is, let alone 4 years in a row, and being able to host those regionals, and then last year a super regional too. It is, you only get, 16 teams in the country get to host a regional. You have made it look easy, and it's not. Look, that's like going to the Sweet 16 in many ways every year in basketball. If you could do that 4 years in a row, so it is a tremendous accomplishment.
Well, I appreciate it, and I will say this: it is extremely hard. I mean, you've got to go out there and be really consistent in your body of work. And last year it looked like that was definitely coming to an end for sure, and our guys just pulled together in the 20-game winning streak. But we're one of 2 teams in the entire nation that have hosted 4 straight regionals. So us and Stanford. There's a lot of universities between Greenville, North Carolina, and Northern California.
Yeah.
Speaking of accomplishments,
we're the Stanford of the East.
Accomplishments that look easy that certainly aren't is just the way you guys have dominated the conference these last few years. I was looking at it the other day: 20-4, 20-4, 20-8, 20-4. I think those have been the numbers the last 4 full seasons, and it's a pretty good baseball conference, but. I think depth is a factor in that. Talent, obviously, what you're doing out there, but that's not easy either, is it? Dominating an entire conference for 3-4 years, like you've been doing it, Coach.
Yeah, I definitely think the hardest year was 21. We played those four game weekends, man. That was a grind, and I thought our guys were able to manage that. But in 19, when we did it, we were 20-4. There had been one other team in the American to ever win 20 games, and that was Louisville when they were in the conference. So our guys have been really consistent. You have to show up every day. As I tell John Gilbert all the time, if we show up and we play good baseball, we're probably going to win. If we show up and we play bad, it doesn't matter who we play, we're probably going to lose.
And this is the last year for the conference as we know it,
right?
Because you got a lot of teams exiting. So, just kind of looking ahead towards next year with the new makeup of the conferences, what do you think about? Does a lot of people think it might get easier depending on the sport? What do you think as far as it'll affect baseball?
I don't think it'll get easier for baseball because they're bringing in some really good baseball schools. Our conference is great right now, baseball-wise, but I definitely don't think it'll get easier with the teams that are coming in.
Cliff Godwin joining us, Coach. We went around the diamond. We talked about the starting rotation. How about the bullpen with Garrett Saylor? Had quite a few appearances last year, gearing up for some more this year. But you talked about comeback stories, Troy. Garrett Saylor's a guy that kind of has like 2 or 3 comeback stories in a season alone. So, and he talk about headspace. Sounds like he's in a really good headspace, Coach, and has always been a guy that has accepted his role, right?
Yeah, he will do anything. He'll start, he'll throw middle relief and pitch to the end of the game. He'll close, he'll come into an extremely difficult situation. And to have him and Carter Spivey, who have kind of seen it all, it just allows them to not get too high, not get too low throughout the season. But Saylor is one of the most selfless human beings. He is an unbelievable person and a Swiss Army knife. And I'm so thankful that he's back for his 5th year to be in that bullpen.
Do you have a midweek starter penciled in yet?
Absolutely not, man. We're taking it one game at a time. You're lucky that it isn't Spivey TBA.
Yeah, appreciate that. At least giving us a first and last name.
Always subject to change, though, right?
It is.
Always.
Yeah, always.
It's not written in stone.
Who are the guys in the bullpen you'll be counting on game in, game out this year?
Well, you got Saylor, Tyler Brott from VMI. He's got a really big arm. He's done a great job in the preseason. You've got a slew of other guys with Willie Lumpkin, who's a transfer from Winthrop. You've got Merritt Beaker, Danny Beal, Eric Ritchie, Jake Hunter. I'm leaving out a ton of guys, man, but I would say on any given day you can see any of those guys come in and do a really good job.
I mean, we saw Beaker and Hunter, a couple guys that were kind of thrown into the fire last year as young players and had success, took their lumps, but that goes a long way, right, Coach, being able to play that early on, kind of get your feet wet.
It definitely does. I mean, when you're a freshman and when you're playing a different opponent, man, you can get exposed pretty easily. So those guys got a lot of innings for us last year. And Beaker pitched strong for us down the stretch, had a start against Duke, and, really helped us out win some games.
Coach, I've known you for a long time. I know, your life is baseball, your profession is baseball, your hobbies are baseball. You eat, sleep baseball all the time. What's your routine like? The night before a game, especially the season opener, you strike me as a guy that's probably just thinking the brain can't stop, probably not a lot of sleep, or will you get a good night's rest and just get there early? Take us through the night before and your pregame ritual before the season opener.
I'll normally go to bed pretty early and then get up early and then watch video on the opposing pitchers. Colby Bortles and I'll kind of break them down and have a scouting report, and then we'll go through a hitters meeting and talk about the starting pitcher with our guys. So a little less stress in season 9 than year 1. You're worried about everything from the audio at the stadium to is the national anthem going to play and stuff like that. So I'm really consumed with our team. JC will tell you this. I tell our guys, normally I sleep better after we lose. It's kind of weird, but after we lose, I sleep better because I feel like our guys will bounce back. It's normally when we win, I don't sleep good because I'm worried that they'll get comfortable.
I've joked with Bailey before that you've almost started to mellow a little bit with age. Do you feel like you're focusing on the things you need to focus on and not worrying about all the extra stuff?
Yes and no. I mean, I think this year, just with everything with these antibiotics, man, it's forced me to mellow out some, to be quite honest with you. I would tell you that our guys probably like me a lot better at practice. So
they want you to stay on whatever.
Yeah, they're like, hey, whatever he's taking, hey, keep giving Coach Godwin those antibiotics.
You mentioned the music, the pregame, all that is scheduled to a T, and I see it up there when I do PA and how closely I'll follow with taking infield, in and out, all that stuff. You're partly responsible. Who else is responsible for making sure all that runs smooth and nobody even really notices it because it runs so smooth?
Yeah, I mean, marketing is ultimately responsible, but Blake Hardacre is the one that's making sure all of it, is communicated on what we want, and the safety dance and all that good stuff.
Yeah. If you had a walk-up song for yourself right now, currently, what would it be?
I mean, Troy, where do you come up with these questions? So, I mean,
people want to know, Coach.
Hey, I had back in college, I had Hell's Bells, I had some Limp Bizkit one time, I had DMX one time. So I mean, I'm a wide range guy.
Right, but what would you pick? Like if you had to have one right now?
Since you're putting me on the spot right now,
curious.
it would be something from Eminem.
All right, cool.
Yeah,
I used to have Angry. The Way I Am.
Yeah, that's it.
But now you've mellowed out. It might have changed. That's why I had to ask. Yeah. It's like Yanni or something.
Could be Earth, Wind, and Fire now or something.
Yeah, he's mellowed out. Good stuff with Cliff Godwin here on.
You want to ask him the question you always ask the players, the chicken and the.
You love that question, Coach. Would you rather fight 3 chicken-sized gorillas or 1 gorilla-sized chicken? Or was it 8 gorillas? 10? Wow, 10 chicken-sized gorillas or 1 gorilla-sized chicken?
10 chicken-sized gorillas.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you got little gorillas running around trying to beat you up.
All right, I'm taking those. Hey, I'm taking those guys. I mean, a chicken that's the size of a gorilla, I want no part of that.
Yeah, right. But you can kind of kick the little ones.
I can kick the crap out of those guys.
There you go. Asked and answered by Cliff Godwin. Good stuff. Coach, thanks for hanging out with us here today, man.
Hey,
good stuff, man.
Appreciate
good luck.
We'll see you, Clark and Claire.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for being out of town open weekend.
I got a prior engagement, Coach, that I cannot change. You know that.
He'll be there for regional.
I promise I'll be here for the regional and super regional. I'm committing to it right now.
You think he'll be there for the North Carolina game?
Oh, any ACC.
When it's a big game, I'm going to be there. You got my commitment.
Hey, good news. He didn't mention you not being there for Media Day, so we got through the interview without that.
We had our best people there.
Thanks, Coach. All right, we'll take our final break, come back, get ready to wrap it up here on a Tuesday after this.
Jeff Stein, our special guest from Brown & Wood. Hey, Jeff, electric cars are coming. What's that mean for Brown & Wood customers?
For the customers, like it or not, EV is coming. We've installed 5 electric vehicle chargers here at the dealership. We have the all-new Cadillac Lyriq coming at 1st of 2024, and we've just seen the first reservation for the new Sierra EV.
People are interested in electric vehicles. How can they get up with you?
They can visit us at brownandwood.net or 329 Southwest Greenville Boulevard. Brown & Wood, 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 rooftops, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
There's nothing more important than protecting your family. Fire ants can cause painful allergic reactions and even death. Protect your loved ones at home where you should feel the safest. Visit pesttechofgreenville.com to learn of our once-a-year treatment to guarantee you stay fire ant free. Tested and proven effective by your Eastern North Carolina exterminating professionals at Pest Tech of Greenville. Mention the crying baby for an extra 10% off.
Deep to left field, this should be the ball game. Dale Murphy wins it for Atlanta.
Hey, baseball fans, when's the last time you met a 2-time National League MVP and a 7-time Major League Baseball All-Star? Well, your chance is now, as Pirate Radio is bringing Dale Murphy, legendary Atlanta Brave, to Greenville on Sunday, April 2nd. Table sponsorships and ticket information's online now at pr927fm.com. Don't miss your chance to meet a living legend and hear Dale Murphy talk about his career, leadership, and there'll be a question-and-answer session. It's Dinner with Dale Murphy, Sunday, April 2nd. Details online now at pr927fm.com.
Familia on Fire Tower Road in Winterville has a brand new updated menu. Open from 4 to 9 Tuesday through Saturday and 11 to 9 on Sundays, Familia has a variety of pizza combinations and classic Italian dishes that are sure to tackle your taste buds. Enjoy Thirsty Thursdays with $3 drafts with several local brews on tap. And who doesn't love brunch? Familia has Sunday brunch from 11 to 2. Follow Familia on social media for their pizza of the week for just $12. Visit online at familianc.com. Familia, that's Italian for family.
This is Stephen Igo. You've heard from me plenty on Pirate Radio Live and perhaps have read some of my work on hoistthecolors.net. Now, get an extension of our in-depth coverage on the Hoist the Colors podcast. From game previews to immediate post-game analysis to emergency podcasts for breaking news, we've got you covered. A cast of guest co-hosts from fans, former coaches, and other writers join me for 2 podcasts weekly to break down all things ECU athletics. Subscribe to Hoist the Colors now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Google Podcasts.
Greenville Utilities electric customers will soon be able to receive text notifications in the event of power outages. Enrollment is automatic, so make sure GUC has your cell phone number by signing into your account at GUC.com, then update the information in your user profile. Want to talk with someone instead? Call 252-752-7166 during business hours. 252-752-7166. Update us so we can update you. Visit GUC.com for more information.
University Book Exchange, UPE for ECU. University Book Exchange. University Book Exchange, UPE for ECU. University Book Exchange.
Greenville's newest sports bar is officially open. Coco's Sports Bar, located in the old Professor O'Cool's location right off of Greenville Boulevard, has daily specials, including $2.50 aluminum bottles on Tuesdays and $1 wings on Wednesdays. Along with their great food, Coco's has great entertainment for you and the crew to enjoy with karaoke on Thursdays, a live DJ on Fridays, and live music every Saturday night. Check out Coco's Sports Bar on Facebook for the latest information on menu items, drink and lunch specials, and more. Go Pirates!
Pirate Radio.
Join the crew.
Fire those things that go bang.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. The Dow was down 156 points today and closed at 34,089. The NASDAQ was ahead 68 at 11,960, and the S&P was down just a point, closed out the day at 4,136. That's your Wells Fargo Advisors financial report. For a personal look into investing, call Wells Fargo Advisors today at 756-6900 in Greenville. Wells Fargo Advisors, LLC, member SIPC. Now let's head back into the show. Here's Cliff.
All righty. Enjoyed our chat with Cliff Godwin. Pirates getting underway this Friday. George Washington at Clark LeClaire Stadium. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Looking forward to another year of Pirate Baseball. We'll have you covered here at Pirate Radio. Keep it locked to our social media sites all weekend long for updates, pictures, videos, press conferences, everything in between. Will be all systems go this weekend here at Pirate Radio, Troy D.
Yeah, what a great Pirate, Cliff Godwin. You know, just kind of born and bred East Carolina, and just want nothing but success for him and the team and the program. And could this be the year, Clip? Could this be the year?
I mean, yeah.
I went through, and I purposely went through the whole interview. Did not want to mention the O word. You know,
that's right.
I did not make a big deal about that. We joked with the weather a little bit because that's our thing. But you know, I'm just want this. It is the year 2023. Could this be it?
Yeah, very well could.
Could be a magical season.
The way they have played in the past, the returners they have, the newcomers. Looks like it's going to be another great year on the diamond for the Pirates. All right, Troy, we'll talk to you again Thursday.
See you then.
Yeah, Thursday. Coming up Wednesday on the show, we'll talk to Cy Seymour. Didn't get to him yesterday. Yeah. We'll talk hoops, but obviously also talk about his good friend Jeff Charles.
Boy, yeah, and thanks to everybody for their kind words about yesterday's show. I think people really enjoyed hearing all the memories and all the folks we had. I feel bad. We ran out of time. In a 3-hour show, we ran out of time in our tribute show and did not get a chance to talk to Cy. I really wanted to, so I look forward to hearing from him tomorrow.
Talk to Cy. We'll talk to Igo, Patrick Mason, Daily Reflector, all that and more coming up Wednesday on Pirate Radio Live. For Shirley Rhodes, Chandler Honeycutt, and Troy D., I am Clip Brock. Jeff Charles, take us home.
Have a great night, Eastern Carolina.
Thanks for listening to Pirate Radio Live, an exclusive presentation of the voice of the Pirate Nation. This is Pirate Radio.